think we're live. We are live. So, okay, before I get too deep into this, because I get deep into this stuff, am I clear? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Am I frozen? Am I not frozen? I'm trying to check from my end as well to be sure. Oh, it looks like I am clear. It looks like I'm good to go, right? I'm looking good. Let me know if you guys have any issues because sometimes these live things are a little weird, but it looks like it's good. I'm testing it out right now. It looks like it's good. So I'm gonna continue. This is gonna be flipping awesome. It's. I'm always pumped when it comes to these Q1 earnings, and I'm very excited for it because you never know what's going to happen with these things, right? You never know what Elon's gonna say or what Tesla's going to drop, or you don't know what's going to happen. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Make sure you guys smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, man. I'll try to do more live videos. They're more convenient for me, anyways. But you know, I love making videos, man. I can't stop making videos. So, sheesh. How you guys feeling, man? How you guys feeling? What do you guys think about this Q Q1? Earnings. What do you guys think about? I mean, who cares about the earnings? We got to beat 33 cents. I don't think anyone cares about that. All the analysts don't care. They don't care about that. They care about what the earnings call is going to be about. They care about what Robotaxi, FST, how that's going to be deployed. They care more about that than anything. So even if it's a miss, stock's not going to react. We've seen that for the past 5 quarters, 6 quarters. So who cares? Who cares about that? It's about the guidance, and that's what matters the most. So yes, solutions always top G. Every video, every live comments. This love it. LFG, let's go. Sausages, love it. You're the best, Pejjy. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. Let's go, Emric plan, right? Endo still about 2 hours out, right? Actually, no. And then once the market closes, that's when it's gonna come out with with earnings. So we have that. Jimmy Wang says, so Tesla earning 33 cents or 37 cents? 33 cents. We got to be 33 cents. And I'll go over some other numbers in just a bit. Be prepared for a bad report. We've been prepared for a bad report since Q4 of 2024. So it's not about if the report is going to be anything decisive. Even if it's a good earnings report, okay, cool. Yeah, you may have pulled a rabbit out of the hat or whatever, but okay, what's happening with this Robotaxi? What's going on with this FSD thing? We're seeing it in Europe. It's going in Europe. We see Netherlands. We're seeing it. Hopefully, getting approved on June 30th in Europe. Hopefully, that happens. But what's going on? What's going on with this thing? We want to know what the time frame is. We want to know what the what's the plan. That's what's important, right? So let's see. What's up, Pejjy? Hype for the call later. Heck yeah, we all are. Tesla Model G. I like what you did there. I can't see your legs. Why do you want to see my legs, my man? You see my face, not my legs. Are you only on YouTube? Or no, I'm on X as well. Also on X. Earnings for Tesla is always going to pressure the stock price to go down. Not really. I mean, if it does go down, it's like 1 or 2%. It's nothing. It's nothing. A bad report and Tesla will pop because they're already priced in unless it comes. No, again, look, it has nothing to do with earnings. Even if it's a bad earnings, it's not going to do much. Maybe 1-2% down or 1-2% up. It does not matter. What matters is the earnings call, and it's been like that for the past 5 to 6 quarters. So no one cares about that. No one cares about the earnings report. It is on the track. Because right now they're saying, well, you know what analysts are saying? They're saying that deployment now and profits later. Like that's their whole idea. That's their mentality. And so that's what we gotta, keep our eye on as well, because that's what we're investing in. We're not investing for their, quarterly results. Sounding good from South Padre Island, Texas, across SpaceX. Oh, that's amazing. Hello, Colin. How are you? I hope all is well. You guys are nice. I love you guys testing the Mars in 15 minutes. Roadster, Tesla. Yeah, Roadster. Roadster and Semi, I think they'll be announced today in the earnings call on what's going to happen. There's no doubt about that. Tesla still won't add meaningful revenue for at least 2 more quarters. I don't know more than that. I think until Q4. At least 3 quarters. At least. At least we need to see Robotaxi, not 17 unsupervised. We need to see at least 5,000, 10,000 to see some uptick. And this needs to be segregated so we can see the growth, so we can project it. So we got ways to go. If anything, it's energy that's going to be doing that. So yeah. Um, am I crisp? I feel like yeah, I am pretty crisp. I sound pretty good. Okay, earnings report live like this is the highlight of my life right now, bro. Oh my god, could you imagine? Could you imagine on how on where we are now, which is crazy. But hey, it's fun. It's fun. What are the most exciting to hear about the potential call? We'll talk about that right now, or maybe after the call, or after the earnings report, because I think well, we got time. We got time. We'll talk about that. Model 2 update. We'll see. We missed Optimus 3. We'll see. Again, we'll get update on this quarter earnings call. What's going to happen? Hello from Tesla investor since 2017. Wish I did buy more. That time my life would have been much different now if I had to buy more. See what I mean? And 2017 was a scary time for Tesla because 2017, 2018, it was because they were about to go bankrupt. They were actually about to go bankrupt. Like they were legit about to lose everything. Then it just went up because they started making profits from Model 3. Yeah, we need to know about semis, Optimus, and our taxi. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. If Elon drop bombs about SpaceX IPO, nah, they won't. Nothing to do with SpaceX. They're going to mention. They tried last quarter. They completely said no. We're not going to talk about that because this is a Tesla shareholder meeting or earnings report. All right, let's do some stuff. Let's take a look at some stock price action. Right, stock is like flat pretty much. Stocks. I mean, there's a little scoop right there that I've been buying a lot in the sub 300s. I've been buying almost every single day. It's crazy. But yeah, it's flat. Market is not really expecting much. So I think the war stuff has been already priced in, whether it's a ceasefire or not. I think Trump just kind of saved the market yesterday by saying indefinite ceasefire. I think so. Let's see. Let's see what goes on with that. Let's talk about the Q1 earnings EPS non-GAAP. Here are the estimates. I think this is pretty interesting. I think this is important to know. I mean, James Stevens says that 54 cents, which is insane. All right. I mean, he's always been the outlier, so he could be right, or he could be spot on, or he could be completely wrong. We have Nerd Alert, which is Matt Smith, 37 cents. Analyst is saying 33 cents. Grok is saying 33 cents. James Cat or Tesla, James Cat, Tesla fan Montreal. Great analysis. He does great analysis. Love his work. 32 cents. Gary Black and I are at 29 cents. And Troy Tesla came out with 39 cents. So interesting that Troy Tesla came out with 39 cents. It's clear that earnings don't really matter as FSD expands and robotaxis are getting deployed, but it's fun tracking it. It really is. It won't. EPS would be fun to track once there's once we see Robotaxi and all these other big guys making a big dent. That's what's important. So that's with that. I was going to show you guys something interesting. Oh yeah, I was going to show you guys this right here. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. So what are your thoughts? What are you, and I want to know your thoughts too. Comment, chat in the chat. What are you expecting the most from today's earnings call? Fast as Robotaxi, unsupervised FSD, and Optimi. A lot of Optimus. Plus on Terrafab too. So she wants the whole thing. She wants the whole thing. I love it. Rami says progress update on what's needed to expand on Spurs network. Yep. I think that'll happen for sure. One user is saying that expectations are at an all-time low. Damage control with premature Robotaxi launch in Dallas and Houston failed. Guys, it didn't fail. It did not fail. And I explained to him. I explained over here. It would be a disaster, but Cult will find positives and pump the hell out of it. So my guess is 2-3% after hours, settling down 5%. No, dude. Look, and explaining here that look, they're testing the waters. They're going like, okay, this is the first time we're deploying in 2 cities. without supervised robotaxi. So we're gonna keep it slow. We gotta see how things go. And if things go well in other cities, we can do it bigger. And I don't know if you guys saw in Dallas and Houston, there's a parking lots full of Model Ys, which is supposed to be robotaxis. They're ready to be awakened. And I don't know when. I don't know. I mean, by judging the parking lot, it shouldn't take too long, right? So that's very important. Um, oh, my cat's in the way. Come on, man. You're in my screen, buddy. Emmanuel says nothing. Nothing. Concentrate, dude. My cat. Oh, here we go. I gotta put my cat here. All right. He says nothing concrete, more promises and guesses. Oh, and stupid questions from institutional investors. Say hi. She's a very good cat. She's got a straight. That's her breed, if you guys are wondering. Very good cat. Very good cat. Come on. All right. Back to this. We have Joanna saying that clarity about cyber. What's going on? Clarity about cyber cab deployment and robotaxi service ramp up. And people are going. I just want to hear realistic robotaxi numbers, guidance on decent scaling metrics like completed rides per day. Makes sense. I think we'll get more information on these things too. Information on cybercab ramp, robotaxi plans at Optimus. Yep, 100%, 100%. So everyone is expecting something, and I can read this all day to you guys, but I want to talk about other things here. I'm thinking that, this is the earnings call, so we're going to come back to that after we're done the thing. So what's interesting here, guys, is that I think we're going to get two announcements. One, I'm 100% certain, and the other, I am 50%, maybe 60% certain. The 100% thing that I'm certain on is that Elon is for sure going to drop the date for Roadster. He's been delaying it for so many times. He's been promising April for how long now? And now we're pretty much at the end of April right now. And he's going to go like, you know what? I have to make a date. Now, it could be 2, 3, 4 months from now. Who knows? Maybe it could be sometime during a shareholders meeting so we can do two things at once. I don't know. But I am 100% sure that there's going to be a date for that. I think this is something that Tesla should really just get it out of the way. Stop this thorn. It's not really a thorn, in their side, but it's like, just get it done, man. You've been delaying it for a year. I know it's not a priority. I know robotaxis are more important, but just get this thing called a Roadster, right? This is supposed to be the old Roadster and the new one, or maybe it's the new one. I don't know. We'll find out, right? Get this thing, finished up. So this way, it's like investors can focus more on the robotaxi stuff like that. And I am curious to see on what this cool alien technology is that they're using for SpaceX stuff. Not SpaceX packaged with the Tesla to do the robotaxi, to do the Roadster. My God. So I think I think for sure he's going to announce that yeah, we're going to this is the date, and a semi ramp is going to start maybe next quarter or the quarter after that, year end or something like that. But it's on track. Robotaxi stuff, of course, that's heavily going to be the main conversation. FSD Optimus for sure is going to come up. Maybe Terafab, who knows? But that's what we're looking for. And this, again, it doesn't matter, guys, if we hit the 33 cents or not. It don't matter. It don't matter. What matters is what the earnings call is, and that's that. That is that. What else do we have here that could be pretty interesting? Yeah, let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? Comment down in the chats. Let me see what you guys think. In the meantime, what I'm going to be doing is, I didn't even share this live. How could I not share this live? There we go. All right, sharing it right now. Get more people into this place. Usually people come out when the earnings report come out. There we go. All right. So Multitasking is not easy. Where is my... Is that it? Oh, okay. That's fine. We are live. Cool. All right. Back to what you guys are saying here. Please feature your cat more in videos and streams, bro. Can't force her, man. But if she comes, she comes. Good. We have Joshua saying from Kern County. Okay, Elon Musk is so awesome. I would let him poop on me, bro. What is this comment? Why look at the stock, bro? What? That is crazy. I got interested in your take on what will happen to the stock price if Tesla merges with SpaceX as a merger of equals. That's very, again, we don't know. First, we're going to know what the outstanding shares of SpaceX is going to be, so we can see, and of course the market cap, and we can determine what the stock price is. Then we can determine what the stock price could be of Tesla. That could be a very interesting video once we know more information on SpaceX once that comes out. But you know what else is a more interesting video? I made a video with CERN going over how much money a CyberCap could make you. It's right now available for members only. It'll be up and live for everybody, I think Sunday morning, if I'm not mistaken. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Numbers are crazy. If you're a YouTube member or ex-subscriber, you guys can check it out right now. But of course, you guys are waiting for the market to close so we can get the earnings report. But you guys can watch it tomorrow or the day after or stuff like that. It's an interesting, extremely interesting take. Extremely interesting take. Insane numbers. Like, yeah, that's definitely gonna be a line of business for me when this becomes viable, when it becomes regulated and good to go. Whew, it's interesting. Robotaxi production on time will move the stock. Oh yeah, 100%. That'll 100. If not move the stock, it'll keep the stock where it is. Any delays, it'll punish the stock, not earnings misses. None of that. So right now the stock is flat, of course, as we can see. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in because I want you and I, we need to see it. Okay, I'm going to keep refreshing this. The refresh is going to start in about 2 minutes, guys. So let's see what's going to happen. In the meantime, what's going on with everybody on 60% chance? See, look, check this out. So we have Justin 30% chance Tesla and SpaceX merge within the next year. And then we have here 60% chance SpaceX IPOs above 2 trillion. Like these are this is more, this is speculation. We don't know. Although it does make sense for them to merge, but we don't know if this is going to happen. But this 2 trillion, it's going to be the most craziest IPO in history. The craziest IPO in history. It's going to be a sheesh moment. You can't leave your guard down. Yeah, it's insane stuff going on here. New shirt from Tesla with the Optimist. I'm not gonna lie, it does look like a very good shirt in my opinion. It looks like it's a very nice shirt. We've got doing my part to keep Dallas Robotaxi on the move and collecting data only 8 minutes away. See that this is unsupervised, and they rolled it out in Austin. Dallas and Houston. There was no supervised. They're like, you know what? We're just gonna start unsupervised. See how that's going to be. Insane, right? Crazy, but this is a good sign. Very good sign to come. R2 start of production photos. Nice. All right. Stock's still flat. Can't really say it's down. All right. Time to refresh. It's time to refresh, guys. It's time to keep refreshing to see when this will come. Oh God, this is gonna be fun. This is going to be fun. It's going to be a sheesh moment. Let's see. All righty. Let's go ahead and keep refreshing. The earnings call is going to be much more important than the earnings report. Saucer just says, I'm panicking, boys. For what? I mean, what do you? I mean, you're not invested in it for this quarter, right? You're invested in it for the next 4 to 5 years. So whether it's a miss, beat, I don't really care. I want to know what this cyber cap is going to do. I want to know what this Robotaxi is going to do. This is the most important. That's my whole thesis. That's my whole thesis. That's the whole reason why I'm going all in this thing. So I don't care if it's a beat, if it's a miss. At this point, it's just seeing when is this Robotaxi thing going to really expand than ever. FSD entering Netherlands is more important than this earnings report. I'll tell you that right now. That event is more important than this. I think Trump was trying to make it every 6 months where companies should report their earnings, and I agree with that. Every 3 months is a pain. Every 3 months you got to stop and do the counting and all that. Every 6 months at least. It'll be more workload, of course, but it's less frequent. I hope that happens. Oh, don't mind me, guys. Almost midnight here in Kuwait. I'm here in the Middle East. Midnight almost here. Insane. Pejjy LFG, I think this will be it today when we begin to take off. Well, let's see what he says. Let's see what he says. Let's go, Spencer. I love you too, my man. I love you too. It's always 5 years from now, though. Like in 2030, it's still going to be 5 years from now. Oh, no, now because of the Terrafab. It's now 10 years. I think that triggered you. I'm not going to lie. No, look, stock's been flat for 5-6 years. Tesla could have kept the margins high, but that's not their goal. Oh, don't mind me, guys. That's not their goal. Their goal is to, transition to sustainable energy, and that's pretty much what's happened and happening. Now it's abundance. And someone saying stock's jumping. Whoa, why is stock jumping? Okay, so is this good news? Stock's at 2%, 2.5%. Oh my God. Come on, dude, give me the shareholder deck right now. I want to read it. Stock is up. That means something has happened. I did buy stock today before this, by the way. I don't know if you guys follow. If you guys aren't following my exit, I don't know what you guys are doing. But yeah, I bought 3 shares every single day. I buy almost 3 shares. Oh my God, 3% up. What's going on? Oh my God, going over 3%. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's read about this. All right, Q1. All right. Here we go. Oh man, this is nice. This big screen is good. Okay, profitability 900 million GAAP operating income, half a billion GAAP in net income, 1.5 billion non-GAAP. Not bad. Okay, you know what? I want to see the numbers first. I'm too excited. I really don't. 41 cents. It's a beat. 41 cents. 41 cents. 41 cents, guys. It's a beat. Why is my camera like that? There we go. That's much better. I'm gonna have to be more on the thing. My cat is sitting there. All right, let's hype it up a little bit, guys, because I'm pumped. Let's go. Tesla beats earnings. 41 cents versus 33. Let's go. What the hell's that? There we go. Let's go, guys. That's flipping awesome. That is flipping dope. Okay, cool. I'm pumped. Let's go. It beat it. Beat it, boys. Beat it. Okay, so let's see what the stock is right now. Stock is going 4% now. Holy jeez. Oh my goodness. See, okay, let's read this, right? Because we got an hour to kill, right? Let's read this. Let's see what's going on. Make sure you guys smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. This is good stuff. All right. I'm glad I was extremely wrong about this. Okay, so operating cash flow of $3.9 billion, free cash flow of $1.4 billion, $700 million increase in our cash and investments. This is very good because everyone was expecting that they're going to go negative in cash flow, but they they're positive in cash flow, which is amazing. Operations received approval for FSC is supervised in Netherlands this month. Launched unsupervised robotaxi rides in Dallas and Houston in April. Began ramping lithium cathode and LFP production, which is really good. Summary. Oh yeah, the lithium refining is really making that dent, which I like it. I'm gonna zoom in a bit more so we can get more clarity on this, so you guys can maybe read with me. We continue to make meaningful progress on the build out of the infrastructure and AI software that underpins our robotaxi and future robotics businesses in Q1. We commenced ramp. Yeah, we commenced ramp of additional AI compute, new factories across battery and battery materials, and further prepared lines for start of production of Megapack 3, Cybercab, and the Tesla Semi. We saw continued growth in demand for our vehicles in markets in APAC and South America, while also seeing a rebound on demand in both the Europe, Middle East, and North America. We are making the necessary investments that will ensure our access to key materials and like I'm so excited. Componentry, whatever. You guys know what that word is. In each region across vehicle, energy, and AI, as trade and geopolitics become more uncertain. In recent months, we have announced further regionalization and vertical integration of critical supply chains. Our focus on affordability and utility across our vehicle lineup continues to a key competitive advantage, particularly as gas power alternatives become more expensive due to their reliance on a more sensitive and less flexible energy supply chain. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of Teslas. A lot of Teslas being sold in Q2, and of course, the people will now shift to electric cars because gas compared to electricity is a whole lot cheaper, and Tesla's here to make it more affordable and cheaper with all this renewable energy and stuff like that, mega packs and all this great stuff. We are excited. I'm excited too. We are excited about Tesla's positioning in 2026 with tailwinds persisting for the autos business. Our continued progress on FSC supervised, the ramp of Robotaxi, progress on Optimus ahead of mass production, and the growth of our energy production capacity. There remains significant effort and hard work to realize our mission. Sorry, boys, girls. Our mission of amazing abundance, as always. Amazing abundance. As always, we are focused on maintaining a rapid pace of innovation in new and exciting technologies, such as electrification, cutting-edge software, and artificial intelligence, expanding our lead in advanced manufacturing and increasing supply chain resilience to ensure we manage risk. I lost my train of supply chain resilience to ensure we manage future risks to our scale. The future is incredibly bright. What's the stock right now? 4%, 3%, 3%. All right, market's liking it. That's cool. Not complaining. That's pretty cool. All right, let's go down here. Let's see what's going on with the numbers, because I'm a numbers guy. I love these numbers stuff. Total automotive revenues. We have 16.2 billion in profits, which is up 16%. The Q1 2025 was absolute garbage. That was absolute garbage. Oh yeah. All right. 12% down in energy. I mean, but you're gonna see energy. You're gonna see in Q2 and Q3 being either a quarter. It's gonna be pretty explosive. So I'm looking forward to that. Services and revenues up 42%, 3.7. Ooh. I thought this was going to be less because they made it free. They made the supercharger free in the Middle East region. So I thought it's going to, stay stagnant, but that's nice. 3.7, almost 3.8. That's amazing. Total revenues of 22.3 billion. Total gross profits of almost 5 billion, 50% more, which is insane. Total GAAP gross margin of 21.1%. Operating expenses was pretty high, 3.7 billion. Income from operations of 941 million. Operating margin 4.2%. I was expecting 1.5, but that is great. I want to see what the credits were, and we'll get to that in a bit. We have adjusted EBITDA of 3.6 billion. Okay, this is whatever. EBITDA is great. It's up. Okay, net income gap 477 million, non-gap of 1.4 billion. Ooh, why is the net income gap less than what I thought, but a whole lot more? See, it's a miss. So here's the thing: it's a beat at the bottom line of the non-gap, but it's a miss in the gap. That's interesting. Very interesting. We'll find out why in a bit as well. We have here net cash provided by operating activities, almost 4 billion, capital expenditures of 2.5 billion, free cash flow 1.5, cash equivalents and short-term investments of, well, Tesla now has almost 45 billion in cash. In a quarter we thought that they're going to have less. Everyone thought they're going to have like less than around 1 billion in losses in free of cash flow, but they actually added 1.5 billion, which is a sheesh moment. Sheesh. We've also got, what's going on here? We've also got some of these numbers here. We've got operational summary. Okay, Model Y. I care about this 1.28. Oh, yes. I was expecting about 1.25, but 1.28. This is the data that we want. This is the data that we want. And I love the fact that they've said 0.85, 0.95 double decimals. That's flipping fantastic. I like that. 1.28, 51% increase year over year. Yeah, that is good. We're going to get, at this rate, it looks like we can get 1.6 to 1.8 million active FSC subscriptions as a realistic projection until the end of the year. Could be 2 million if we get China approval and all of Europe is approved as well. But 1.6 is, I think 1.6 is doable, which would be around almost a 50% growth from, this is quarterly, right? The next one is yearly. Yearly is not here, yearly is in the other one. But nonetheless, it was 1.1 million, so 1.6, that's 50% increase. Insane report. All right, we got 27 days of global vehicle inventory, total end of quarter leasing, 151,000. Okay. Storage deployment 8.1. I'm not worried about this. It was a bit disappointing though, but I was a bit worried about this. I wasn't worried about this. Next quarter is going to be a thick juice. It's going to be thick. It's going to be thick, guys. If not Q3 for sure. Supercharger stations is growing from now 8.2 to almost 8.5, 90% growth. Chargers almost 80,000 supercharger connectors, which is insane. All right, let's talk about this automotive stuff. Ooh, look at that. This has definitely gotten larger. Optimus, construction. Texas Megapack, construction. It's Houston, Shanghai, and Nevada, and California. They're all going. Shanghai is only 20 gigawatt hours. I thought it's going to be 40. So they're not at full capacity yet. Interesting. The design development for Roadster is still not pilot production for that. So whatever. Let's see what Elon says or what the team says for that. But let's see automotive. We are focused on optimizing our vehicle product portfolio with an emphasis on vehicles designed for a fully autonomous future. We continue the launch of Model 3 and Model Y trims globally. You're not in Kuwait, bro. So make this more globally, including the rollout of the Model Y L in markets outside of China and more affordable trims of both models. We also began deliveries of the Cybertruck in the UAE. We expect volume production of both Cybercab and the Tesla Semi this year. Cool. Energy generation storage progress continued at the new mega factory outside Houston, which will produce the Megapack 3 for Megablock. Start of production is on track for later this year. We began meaningful customer deployments of Tesla's first in-house designed solar panel produced at Gigafactory New York. True. The new panel has 18 individual power zones, 3 times more than a conventional residential panel, enabling it to reliably produce more energy in shaded conditions. Our innovations include improved aesthetics and faster, simpler installation. And what's the stock right now? Stock is almost at 4%. Sheesh. Stock's over 400. Stock's over 400, guys. Insane. Insane. Continuing here with the robotics. Oh, I know you guys don't like this one. Preparations for our first large-scale Optimus factory will begin shortly in Q2. The first generation line, designed for 1 million robots a year, will replace the Model S and Model X lines in Fremont. We are also preparing Gigafactory Texas for the second generation line, which is being designed for long-term annual production capacity of 10 million robots. I can't fathom this stuff, but hey, let's go. Let's go. Yep. I just wish they gave us. It says preparations for our first large scale will be begin shortly in Q2. I mean Q2. My God, I want to see the line on this thing. I want to see how they're going to actually scale this thing. Sheesh. Ah. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. We got installed annual capacity. Cortex 1, Cortex 2. Cortex 2 is an early ramp, which is really good. LFP, 7 gigawatts. Texas 46A, production, early ramp, nice. Early ramp, nice. Amazing. We've got existing capacity. Oh. Sorry, guys, it's like midnight here. Existing capacity. And then we're expecting sometime in June for this to be flipping in almost 300,000. 300 flipping thousand. That's crazy. Let's read this. Let's read this stuff here. Cortex 2 is now online and has started running training workloads. We continue to ramp our on-site training infrastructure to ensure sufficient compute resources for the development of our AI product and services. We are also continuing our custom silicon development with Dojo 3 in an effort to reduce the cost of training over time. Battery ramp has begun across our new battery and material factories, including LFP cells in Nevada, cathode material and lithium refinery in Texas. Okay, battery pack capacity continues to be in the limiting factor on ramping our vehicle production, and the team is actively working on initiatives to increase capacity. Our supporting infrastructure. All right, Gigafactory New York is now producing version 4 supercharging cabinets, which boost 3 times the power density and 2 times the power of stalls per cabinet compared to V3. Alongside the ramp of Tesla Semi, we are deploying public mega chargers. Oh, it's happening, including our first one in Southern California. While we aim to leverage as much of our existing investments as possible, we continue to build out our supporting infrastructure for our vehicle and mobility businesses, including robotaxi expansion across established and growth markets around the world. All right. In Q1, we added over 2,200 net new supercharging stalls, growing the network 19% year over year. This year, we look to increase our presence in Japan by doubling our service centers and expanding our supercharger coverage in the world's third largest vehicle markets. Good stuff. Oh man, this is my second favorite chart. My second favorite data stuff. Check this out. Check out this. Look at that. FSD miles on version 12 and beyond. That is insane. How much is that? Almost. Oh, now it's crossed 9 billion. That exponential growth is insane. Sheesh. AI software. Our latest version of FSD supervised, version 14.3, launched in April. We upgraded the reinforcement learning stage of training to better handle long-tail edge cases, enhanced the neural network vision encoder for sharper precision in low visibility scenarios, and rewrote the AI compiler to accelerate model iterations as well as the runtime to cut inference elasticity by up to 20%. These architectural advances will help accelerate our efforts to eventually deploy unsupervised autonomy on both the Robotaxi fleet and customer-owned vehicles. Amazing. Digital Optimus represents Digital Optimus, the next evolution of our AI development. We are working on automating digital workloads, building an intelligence layer that will complement the real-world AI we have built to operate vehicles and humanoid robots. And I love these AI stuff. This is what Tesla's becoming. AI inference compute. Coinciding with Robotaxi and Optimus ramps, we are expanding our scope of manufacturing to include semiconductor fabrication. Terafab right here, an important step to ensure sufficient and resilient chip supply. Our partnership with SpaceX aims to build the largest chip factory ever, vertically integrating logic, memory, and advanced packaging to allow for rapid iteration as we anticipate greater chip demand than what existing and planned industry capacity can oh my God, why can't I say this word? I say it all the time. Accommodate, whatever. This begins with the Tesla-owned research fab on our Gigafactory Texas campus. In April, we completed the final chip design of our next generation AI5 inference processor, and you guys can see it right here. That's the AI5, which is taped out, which is insane. That means it's ready for the final stages. It's ready to go for production, whether it's TSMC or Samsung or whatever. It's going. What's the stock doing? Let's see what the stock's doing. Oh, where's the stock? Where's the stock? Where's the stock? Stop. Wow. It's steady around 3.5%. Sheesh. Markets are liking this. All right, automotive and other software. In April, we began rolling out the spring update, which indicates a new in-vehicle self-driving app, AI for vehicles only. Users can subscribe to FSD Subscribed, learn how to use the feature, and view ongoing stats. Customers can launch Grok by saying, "Hey Grok," and set location based on reminders. Accent lights can now turn red when an object is in your blind spot and your turn signal is engaged. When your turn is engaged. Okay. Pet mode pet mode allows users to name their pet and choose between dog, cat, or hedgehog. Cool. Services, Robotaxi. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Cumulative paid Robotaxi miles. This is key data right here. Right? We've got, look at that. From February, it was at 1.2 million. Now March, which is a month after, 1.7. So in a month, that's 500,000 miles collected and paid. I gotta do some research on this to see how much they actually generate. It's not much. It's probably millions, maybe 6 million, 7 million. It's nothing that moves the needle for sure. But this is going to continue. Next quarter is going to be probably at 2 million, if not 2.1 million, especially if they continue to expand it, at least. We've got the state metro status, Bay Area safety driver, Austin, Dallas, Houston, ramping unsupervised, and we have Phoenix, Miami, and Orlando, Tampa, Las Vegas preparations underway. And this is just a few cities. They're doing a whole bunch of other cities, Sheesh. Let's read this. Robotaxi. In Q1, paid Robotaxi miles nearly doubled sequentially. Once in production, we expect that Cybercab will begin to replace the existing Model Y fleet and will be the largest volume vehicle in the fleet over time. I agree. We continued laying the groundwork of expansion of our Robotaxi service to additional major U.S. metros, including testing and permitting, allowing us to quickly launch new markets once we are ready. And that's going to be really fast once they do. Our top priority remains safety. We further expanded our unsupervised operation area in Austin and launched unsupervised rides in both Dallas and Houston. So there you go. It's confirmed. It's unsupervised. FSD supervised. We began moving FSD supervised to subscription only. Adoption attached to new purchases and penetration total users among the eligible fleet both continued to grow with a record net new subscriptions in Q1, which we saw was 1.28 million FSD active subscription, which is a sheesh moment. Sheesh. Whew. A major focus is increasing awareness of the safety and convenience provided by FSD Supervised as we evolve our sales strategy to position FSD Supervised as a product with promising early signs. We received approval to deploy FSC supervised in the Netherlands in April, which clears the path for potential approval in other EU countries. That's going to be big once it happens. We continue to make progress on approval in China. China, I made a podcast with Robert Scoble that's going to come out next week, so get ready for that. He had some very interesting takes about the robotaxis, not why this has not been approved in China yet. It was a very interesting take. Stay tuned for that. It's insane. It's a sheesh moment. Automotive services. We continue to invest in what is this word? Ancillary service to increase the convenience of our customers while lowering the total cost of ownership. With the continued rapid progress of FSD Supervised. And the latest version of Safety Score enables every mile driven with FSD Supervised to receive a score of 100, enabling Tesla insurance customers to maintain a higher safety score over time, resulting in lower monthly insurance premiums. The reduction in premiums in certain cases can more than compensate for the monthly price of FSD Supervised. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you having supervised on, it pretty much eliminates the chances of you getting into an accident. That's how good this thing has become. And if that's the case, why do you need a high insurance, right? Outlook. This is a juicy part. Volume. We are focused on maximum capacity utilization at our factories. Deliveries and deployments will be impacted by aggregated demand for our products, supply chain readiness, and allocation decisions between sale to customers or use for our owned and operated fleet. Cash. We will make the businesses, I love it, the businesses, such that we ensure a strong balance sheet, maintaining sufficient liquidity to fund our product roadmap, long-term capacity expansion plans, including further vertical integration and other expenses, including further vertical integration. What else could that be? Sheesh, profit. While we continue to execute on innovation to reduce the cost of manufacturing and operations, over time, we expect our hardware-related profits to be accompanied by an acceleration of AI software and fleet-based profits. Yep, that's the whole reason why I'm all in on this, not because of the hardware things, it's because of the software things. And this is absolutely correct. Products. We continue to evolve and augment our product lineup with a focus on cost, scale, and future monetization opportunities via services powered by our AI software. We remain focused on growing our sales volume through a differentiated and efficiently managed product portfolio, which includes leveraging and optimizing our existing production capacity before building new factories and production line. True. Cybercab, Tesla Semi, and Megapack 3 are on schedule for volume production starting in 2026. First generation production lines for Optimus are being installed in anticipation of volume production. Okay. Capacity build out and ramp related to our multi-year infrastructure initiatives, including AI compute, solar battery material, and semiconductor manufacturing are underway. I mean, autos, flipping infrastructure and initiatives, energy, solar, battery, AI compute, semiconductors, lithium refining, the Optimus, flipping. What else is there, man? This is one whole ETF in one stock, which is insane. This is a vertical integration to the max. All right, let's take a look at these photos. Cortex 2 building construction at Gigafactory, Texas. Nice. AI training cluster. Looks pretty. Texas, body in white. Nice. Production line, the Semi with the Model Y lights. Optimus factory side. I totally missed this. I know they're building this, but wow. They're not, this 10 million units. Oh man, that's insane. Research fab. Oh shoot, there's talking breaking ground. They're groundbreaking the research fab already. Oh my god. Oh gee, wow. Wow. That is fast. That is pretty quick. Sheesh. They're not waiting around. Tesla ain't waiting around. They're going. They're going. Wow. First production modules, LFP factory. Nice. Good stuff. Cybercap team, start off production at Gigafactory, Texas. Yeah, there we go. There we go. The product that's going to make the stock valuation of Tesla 10 trillion, in my opinion, right here. It's right here. And of course, the optimists are behind it as well. Amazing. Start of production at Gigafactory, Texas. Yep. Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Key metrics quarterly. Oh, do I need to do this? No, we're good. We are centered perfectly. Vehicle deliveries, cash flow, and adjusted EBITDA. All right, good stuff. Key metrics here. We've also got. How do you guys feel about this? How do you guys feel about this? I mean, what's the stock right now? 4%. I'm pumped, man. I get. What earnings report? This is a really good earnings report. Earnings report. There we go. Let's put Tesla there as well. There we go. Insane. Insane. How do you all feel about this? What are you guys saying? The stock didn't seem to go up that much, bro. This is a lot. I mean, if this was a miss, it probably would have gone down 2%, but it's a beat, and the stock's up almost 4%. That's a lot. That's more than I expected. Sheesh. All right, key metrics, year-over-year financial summary. This is important, but let's see how long do we have. We got almost about an hour until earnings call starts. And by the way, guys, smash that like button, hit subscribe event already, because I'm very excited to see what the earnings call is going to be about. It's going to be a sheesh moment. All right, revenue. Total quarterly revenue increased 16% year over year to $22.4 billion. Year over year. Okay, that's it. $22.4 billion. That's it. Year over year, revenue was impacted by the following items: positives, increase in vehicle deliveries, growth in services and others, positive FX impact of $900 million, higher vehicle average selling price. Yeah, we're going to find out what that is in just a bit as well. Excluding FX impact, inclusive of mix impact, higher automotive and secular sales, probably driven by an increase in FSD sales and subscriptions. Yes. I'm happy that I bought as much as I could. I love it. Okay, negatives: lower energy generation, yes, and lower regulatory credits. I mean, that's not really a negative. I mean, credits are going to go lower anyways this quarter. So energy, sure. Profitability. Our quarterly operating income increased 136% year over year to $900 million. Insane. Resulting in a 4.2% operating margin. Year over year, operating income was primarily impacted by the following items. Here are the positives: increase in automotive one-time benefits related to warranty and tariffs, growth in services and other gross profits, higher vehicle average selling. The heck? But what is my cat doing? Don't come in my dude. What are you doing? What are you doing? No, don't. Oh, flipping cats, man. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to this. Let's go. Where was I? Where was it? There it is. There it is. Flipping cat, man. Come here. What do you want? What do you want my attention? You want my attention, buddy? You want my attention? Come on. Flipping cat. All right. Let's do this again before she does it. All right. So, increase in automotive one-time benefits related to warranty and tariffs. Growth in services and other gross profits. Higher vehicle gross average selling price. Yeah, I would say, okay. Increase in energy one-time benefits related to tariffs. Positive FX impacts of $200 million. Not bad. Higher automotive I already went through this, right? Yeah. Anyways, higher automotive and secular sales, primarily FSD. Yep. Lower average cost per vehicle due to lower material costs. But I don't think we're going to get lower material costs in Q2 because of what's going on globally, right? It's still going to make an impact, but less than others. Plus increase in vehicle deliveries. All right, that's nice. Is a positive. Negatives: increase in operating expenses driven by AI and other R&D projects. 2025 CEO. 2025 CEO award SBC and SG and A. Okay, I think they added this. And lower credits. I mean, the credits it's not a thing. Okay. All right, we've got cash. Quarter end cash equivalents and short-term investments was nearly 45 billion. The sequential increase of 700 million was primarily the result of 1.4 billion dollars. Nice. Free of cash flow and 1.2 billion dollars financing cash flow, partly offset by $2 billion for the SpaceX equity investment. Nice. Love it. Love it. Financial statements. Now, this is where I want to get my hands a little bit dirty to see what the what the numbers are, because I'm a numbers guy, right? So let me go ahead and pull that up. Where is my calculator? Because we need our calculator here. There we go. So automotive sales, 15.4 million. So let's go ahead and see what the average selling price was per each. All right. It was that's what the vehicle. So wow, 43.2 thousand average selling price. That's insane. 43.2 K average selling price, which is insane. All right. I'm curious to see what the jet energy generation was. So 2.4. Okay, no, that's in line with my estimate. 8.8. Yeah, 273 million per each megapacks being deployed, per each gigawatts being deployed. That's very important. So that means they didn't sell as much Powerwall this quarter. They sold majority was megapacks. Excuse me, guys. I gotta drink water. Oh my god. So that's very good. Credits was only 380 million. I mean, that's not bad. 380 million for something that's being reduced every single year, which is really good. Okay. We've got, usually I just come here. Profits was, how much was profits for energy? That's what I want to know. So we got, that's the billion, subtract that by the energy generation, which is 1,456. Divide that by, yeah. So 39%, 39%. No, there's no way. There's no way. 39%? 39%. No, I'm doing something wrong here. Let me double check these numbers. Total energy, 1,456. Oh my God. Wow. Guys, I have to tweet. This is insane. Insane. What the heck? Tesla energy gross profits were 39.5%. What the actual F, man? Whoa. I mean, this is wrong, right? I mean, 39.5%. I don't know. What? I can't. I don't believe it. I genuinely don't believe it. I gotta do that one more time. Okay, Pejjy, where's the energy? This is the energy, right? Here's the energy. Just do this one more time. My God, yeah, that's the energy. Yep, energy. Yeah, I mean, there's no point of doing it again. I'm gonna get the same result. That's what 39.5%. Bro, this is insane. Almost 40%. I'm speechless. I am speechless, guys. That's insane. 40%. Oh my god. I don't think Q2 is gonna be like this. But that's insane. That means what's making the cost so low? That's what I'm interested to know. If you guys have any idea, comment below or chat. I want to know what you guys did. That's wow. Wow. They didn't mention anything about that at the top. Okay. Services about 3.7 billion. The cost of that was 3399. So we divide that by what's the percentage of that? That is about over 9%, which is in line. Yeah, 9% makes sense. I was expecting around 9%, so that's fine. What a quarter, man. Oh my god. That's a really good quarter. Really good quarter. Whoa, the energy took me back a lot. Like that was like, oh, I'm speechless of that. 39.5% for energy. Insane. Stock-based compensation of 803. That makes sense. That makes sense in why they beat earning as well. Non-GAAP. 800 million in stock-based compensation. Insane. Wow. Yeah, these are things that you can't really predict. Some quarters up, some quarters down. It's really hard to predict. Really hard to predict. I do want to give credit to what's his name, Troy, because Troy. Where's Troy? Because he was right. He was the closest. He was the closest out of all. Troy. Where are you? Troy. There we go. Okay, let's do that. Live tweets, guys. Congrats. Gotta give credit where it's due, right? Congrats to Troy for being the closest. Nice. All right. Gotta give credit where it's due, guys. Gotta give credit where it's flipping due. I can't. This is insane. This is insane. This is 39.5%, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, 39.5%. Wow. Baffling. Flipping baffling. Wow. Okay. Overall, I'm giving this earnings report like 5 out of 10? No. I'm gonna ask all of you guys, and I want to know what you guys think in the chats. From a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate Tesla's Q1 earnings report? I'm giving it an 8. An 8. I think a solid 8 is good. Yeah. What do you guys rate it, guys? Oh, you guys also rated an 8? Nice. Yeah, guys, smash that like button. Smash that like button. What's the stock doing? Let's go check the stock right now. What is this? And of course, we've got Tesla here. We'll read this as well. I think this will be interesting to see if we can find any clues. 4% almost. Oh my God, 4%. 4%. Insane. What's this? We can't. What? 8. Good. We can't comment on X. What do you mean you guys can't comment on X? Let me check this out right now. What's the issue? Let me see what the issue, guys, is. Because usually you could. I don't know why it's not allowing you to. Let me see if I can. No, you could. I think I had some. Yeah, no, people are commenting on X here, like Super Saiyan Patriot. Yeah, he could. You know why you can't? Because you're not verified. That's why, my man. Yeah, no, I have no. No, I have not blocked anybody. What I do is that on each post, only verified users, those who have a check mark, can post, because I don't want bots ramping my flippant comments. That's why. So it's not the fact that, I mean, if you were blocked, you couldn't repost or like my posts. Yeah. No, it's not people that, nope. It's not people that I follow. Nope. It's people who have a check mark. That's it. Like, you can go and like my stuff and repost it, but you can't comment because you're not a verified user. So you have to become a verified user. So then become a verified user, man. Pay that. Okay, I get it. I guess, paying for the monthly thing, I get it. But you guys can make money on X. You guys can make good money on X if you just keep posting. You can make good money. But I get it. If you guys don't want to be verified, the problem is that X has not fixed the bot problems yet. They still ramp the comment section with a whole bunch of bots. I don't like it. And I don't want my comments to be all bots. There's some really bad stuff. People are, commenting like Bitcoin stuff and pay me here and, corn here and there and scammers. Yeah, I don't like that. So if only verified users can comment on my stuff. But anyways, back to this. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there we go. So then you can't comment on my stuff. Sorry, my man. All right. Yeah. I'm glad you do. Thank you, my man. All right. 8 out of 10. Yes, I do. But hey, man, you're commenting here and I'm seeing it. So that's all that matters. Indeed. 8 out of 10. That's right, guys. 8 out of 10. Stocks up 4%. Let's read this. Let's see what this thing has got to say. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit so we can get more of an HD. So, and Elon Musk posted too. Check this out, right? Oh, whoa. All right, zoom out a little bit. All right, so we continue to make meaningful progress on the build out of the infrastructure and AI software that underpins our robotaxi and future robotics businesses in Q1. That meant commencing the ramp of, okay, this is exactly what we read on the thing. So, okay, we already read this stuff. I want to see energy. I want to see if there's, because that I'm still mind baffled of this. Good progress with the new Megapack factory outside of Houston. Okay, we began meaningful customer deployments and Tesla's in-house. Okay, that's it. It doesn't talk about anything else. I'm mind baffled. Guys. 39.5% for energy gross profits. That is mental. That is insane. I'm so speechless from that. Man. Once again from Argentina following you. Let's effing go, Pejjy. Let's go. Let's flip and go, man. Let's flip and go. All right. Let's see what else we can find here. That's interesting. Here are some other updates. We continued. Yeah, this is the same thing. We talked about that. This is old news. This is from Q4. of 2025. They've invested $2 billion in SpaceX. Yeah. But this happened in Q4 of last year. So it's going to, look at this. Take rate is 50%. Almost 14% of all Tesla vehicles are delivered with FSD. 14%. Take rate is 14%. Yeah. That's right. Hold on a second. Let me do my own calculations here just to be 100%. How much was the FSD take rate? Where is it? No, it's the next one. This one right here. There it is. FSD take rate 1.28. So how much was there how much was there? I think so now there's about let's say 9 million. Let's say 9 million, right? 1.28 divided by 9 million. Wow. 14%. Yeah, Tesla FSD take rate is now at 14%, up from What was it before? It was 1.1 divided by 8.6, up from 12.8%, 12.4%, 12.4%, because it's not, because it's rounded up to 1.1, if I'm not mistaken. That's, I mean, what's an increase of that in just one quarter? I mean, that's 10%? No. 15%? 12%. I think it's 12%. 13%. Man, unlucky number, eh? Yeah, that's a 13% increase in just one quarter. Quarter? Did I spell that right? Cool. No, yeah, quarter. I spelled quarter right, right? I get too excited and I can't really spell anything correctly. Yeah, I think I spelled that right. Yeah, good. 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 In just one quarter. And this is just the beginning of the ramp. Sheesh. I need more Tesla stock, man. I know I have so much. I need, I mean, I have, how many stock do I have? I have, I think, 1,500, no, 1,500, 1,525 or 1,520, something like that. But I need more stock. Oh, we got a super chat here. Thank you. Thank you. Tinu saw better than shish kebab. Sheesh, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't expect these, but hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Keeps me humble. Keeps me very humble. But wow. Wow. I need more stock. I need more stock. You and I need more stock. We need more stock. People are saying what? 11. It's up there 9. I give it a 10. They beat every single number. The free of cash flow margin was a beat. Yes, Rami. Yeah, here's why. Okay, guys, let me just say this. Okay, I don't want to pick anyone from the crowd. Okay, I'll put the stock up because it's interesting. I don't want to keep anyone out the crowd, and I'll do this because I wanna talk to you. Is that fine? I don't even. There we go. No, come back. You want to see? No, that's too small. All right, I think that's the best. That's the best choice this thing has right now, and I'm gone. Yeah, no, that's the best choice. I want to point out one person here in the crowd, and I don't want to. I don't want you to feel bad or anything like that, or I don't want you to feel like you're being targeted, because you know I want you to understand something. And here you are, corporate. I see your comments on every single video of mine. When it's good, you become very positive. When it's bad, you become very negative. But this is why it's important to have a long-term scope. This is why you should not be happy or sad or emotional about it until 2030. Because it's these things, the Robotaxi, the FSC, the things, the reason why we're invested in the first place. Because if you're in it for the cars, that's not going to do well. You're in it for the Robotaxi FSC, and we're seeing it now finally doing some stuff. Doing very very little, but finally doing some stuff in the top and bottom line. It's these stuff that's really going to grow the EPS over time. This is the stuff. These are the stuff. So instead of giving into the fear, and instead of letting the fear and, oh my God, Elon is saying they're not promising stuff like that, right? And it's not just you, there's many other guys, but I see your comments a lot. Step back and see why you invested in Tesla in the first place. For me, every time when it goes down, like look, when the stock went down, I'll show you right here. And if you're following me on X, you see my trades. I mean, look at that. The stock has gone from 488 to all the way down to almost 350. It went to down to 335, by the way. I bought heavier on these dips. Why? Because my conviction is simple. It's robotaxis and FSD. Doesn't matter if the stock goes down to $200 per share. As long as robotaxi and FSD is growing and being deployed, it may be slow. It's extremely slow at first. But that's at first. Now, at first could mean the next 3 months, 6 months, could be the first year, whatever. But once this starts to grow, it's going to be extremely fast. And my conviction keeps me buying more. The lower it goes, the more I buy it. I'm a simple guy. The Tesla goes down, I buy more. Because I know the long term, I know the long term value in this. I can see where Tesla's going to be at with everything being deployed. The conviction needs to be a whole lot stronger than your emotion. This is it. You know, when the stock went from, like, it's like a stepping stone, like, whee, it keeps going lower and lower. The hate got really bad when it went below 400. Everybody was going like, oh my God, relax. Why are you in it? Why are you in it? If it's for the cars, you're going to be disappointed. If it's for the stuff that matters, it is. You guys, I don't know if you guys been around when the stock went from 400 to 100. That was terrible. That was crazy. That was scary. But I was having the time of my life. I was buying left, right, and center. I bought right here, 101, I think. It only shows 113, but it was 101. I dumped my whole entire savings into it, and I don't regret a penny of that. Same thing I did right here when it went to around the 150s in 2024. I dumped my whole savings for the second time into it because I know what I'm buying. I know what I'm buying. As long as Robotaxi's FSD is still on the thing, if Tesla goes like we're going to cancel them, I'm out of it. I'm out. I'm not involved in Tesla anymore. But they're not. But that's not the whole thing. They're solving FSD and they're deploying Robotaxis. And what else do you all want, right? And you guys can see it, and you guys hear it from my podcasts, from my daily videos. It's not an easy stock to hold, but if you have the long-term conviction, you guys will start to understand why the long-term vision, why the long-term value is so important. So I ask you guys, when a big red day happens, when the stock keeps sliding down for some odd, stupid reason, reflect on your conviction and your why. And then once you realize what your why and real is, you will probably triple down. Not financial advice. It's not financial advice, but I'm just saying not to let your emotions in. That's it. What's going on, Egg? Love it. Love it. Love it. Tesla stock increasing now, 3.5. Now it's over 4%, my man. Let's go. 332,000 shares. See, you're Randy. You get it. You flipping get it. Price, ching, 402. Yeah, let's go. Yes, Pejjy, patient is key. Yeah, especially with Teslas, it's key. I agree with you almost about emotion, but when you're close to retirement, it left less year in front of us. Yes, I understand that. And I don't recommend guys who are going to retirement to do going all into this. I don't recommend you guys going all into this because this is a very volatile investment. But I do know that, yes, it's been 5 years, 6 years of being flat, but I know 1 year it's going to spike massively. Now, I don't know when this year is going to be. I can't tell you. It could be next year. It could be the year after that. It could be 2032 to 2031. If you can't absorb or handle how long this uncertainty, diversify, especially when you're going into retirement. Someone like me I'm 30 now. Someone like me has like another 30, 40, 50 years, who knows, right? I can withhold another 5 years. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rewarded nicely in the next 5 years. But someone who's in their 60s, 70s, and they really need the money, if they really need the money, then I'd highly recommend to diversify in S&P and other ones that probably gives a good dividends too, so you don't have to constantly be worried. That's just my take. And again, it's not financial advice or anything. Optimus ahead of plans for mass production. That is big. Oh, yeah. 30 minutes left, guys. Yep, that is massive. That is absolutely massive. Optimus will reach human level perfect by 2030 or maybe sooner. Yeah, this is insane stuff. It's insane stuff, but probably the FSD stuff is insane stuff. That's all I can say. This FSD stuff is pretty insane stuff. This Optimus stuff is even crazier. That's going to hit us with a brick, like a bag of bricks on our head. I don't know why my cat just got scared. He just heard some weird noises. My lowest was 180. I love it. My lowest was 2020. Yep. 2020, 220. Okay, I get it. 220. That's fine. Look, whether you bought it at 200, 180, 220, 250, right now the stock's at 400. At that time when it was 200, did you care if you bought it at 190 or 210? The stock has doubled. The stock has doubled. It's the same thing now. In my opinion, the next 5 years, the stock right now is at 400, 390, 380, 450, 440. But the stock is going to, if it won't matter if it doubles to 800 or 1,000. You don't care if you bought at 300, 400, or even 500 instead of 1,000, right? My God, DK, thank you again for that. Wow, thank you. Did you buy leaps? Honestly, no. I don't have time for these leaps, to be honest. I don't want the stress. I don't want to think about it. I just want to buy my stock, put it under my rug, come back to it 5 years, 6 years from now. 'Cause I've already been holding since 2020, guys, since 2020, 6 years. Up until 2030 is my timeline. And, once 2030 happens, we will decide on what can be done. But no, I don't buy leaps. I don't do options. It's pretty risky. I'm not experienced. Maybe if I want to do these options, I'll do paper trading first. Maybe I'll pick a stock like SoFi or something like that, and I'll go based on that. Do some trading there. But no, I don't do leaps. Maybe I should. I mean, Tesla is like, when it goes down heavily, it's pretty much guaranteed to go back up again, because either Elon tweets something or some breakthrough happens. Maybe it's a good idea, but I don't know. Yeah. Let's go. Yes, but I believe in Tesla forever. Yeah, me too. As long as Elon's there. A ton of bricks. Yep. You will have to review your spreadsheet. Though the stock price increase. Yeah, well, no, I'm still. Yeah, I'm. Look, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and. Right. Oh, right. It's right here. Yeah. Yes. This will happen. Happen, not happens. There we go. Yes, this will happen. Yep. My stock price will it hit 605 year? I don't know. That's a good question. Um, I am at $700 per share. Year end. That's my thing. That's my take. That's my take. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is amazing. What's going on with X? What's going on? Breaking Tesla invests $2 billion in SpaceX. Yeah, this already happened though. This already happened. I don't know why it's big news. It's already happened in Q4. Like I really don't know why this is a big deal right now. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Yes, I'm gonna repost this. I like this one. This is a very good chart. Exponential growth is nice. Absolutely nice. It's all Elon's fault. Yeah. So what are y'all saying? What are y'all saying? Thoughts on Netflix? I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked at any other stock except for Tesla, to be honest, because I'm all in it. I care about Tesla. My focus right now is Tesla. Maybe when it 10x's, 20x's, when I can maybe slice out a little bit, put into other investments, I'll probably make a separate channel talking about other investments and stuff like that. But I'll probably keep Curious Pejjy just for SpaceX and Tesla related stuff, to Elon related stuff. I think that's a good idea. And another channel could be about other investments and stuff like that. Maybe I don't know. I have a lot of ideas, but I have to get the heck out of the Middle East first to do that. Anyways. All right, Marcelo. All right. Do you recommend buying Tesla instead of Tesla in this situation for an investment through December? Well, let's look at Tesla investment for a second, because I don't do these. I did Tesla first, TSLY. I did that, and I lost a whole bunch of money on that. Yes, dividends were great, but my principal went down crazy. So, I mean, this TS, 2x bold. It's very volatile. And I'm a long-term investor, so I don't do these things. But if you're in it for the short term, I guess it's a good bet. I don't know. But I stay away from these things. I stay away from these things. And by the way, Marcelo, I don't know if you watched the video with CERN and I. We talked about the cyber cap. It's for members only right now. It'll be up in public on Sunday morning for everybody on Sunday morning. If you guys aren't a YouTube member or a subscriber, I don't know what you guys are doing. There's so many good things coming your way. I've yet to make exclusive members only videos, but I am going to be making them soon as well. Like what I do for a living, breaking down my income. I think you guys will find this very interesting. It'll help you guys out too on how I keep buying stock every single day, what my expenses are and stuff like that. I think this will really help you guys. How to save and put more money towards your investment. That's yet I have to sit down and do my numbers and stuff like that. But that I'm gonna make that exclusive just for members only members only in the future. But podcasts right now, I did one with CERN Basher and the other one with Robert Scoble, and that CERN Basher is already up. Robert Scoble will be up next week. So stay tuned for that. Once New York City has 100 Robotaxis, I predict Tesla will hit 700. Oh man, woo, woo. If it's 100 Robotaxis in New York, that's a big deal. FSC mile just made a big jump. Yeah, massive jump. Absolutely massive jump on that. Netflix keeps rising subscription prices. Yeah, I mean, people, whatever. People, how much is it right now? $30 a month? Yeah, I mean, people will pay. People will pay. FSC miles jump just happened. Yep, big time. And there isn't much content to justify it. Just justify what? Justify what? Netflix, huh? Yeah. Well, I mean, who cares about Netflix when you got Tesla, man? Come on. All right. It's a trade. Well, the TSLL? Maybe. Yeah, it is a trade. So I'm not a trader. I'm an investor. So I'll continue buying Tesla stock. So sheesh, amazing. I love it. How many do we have? We got about 20 minutes left to see what the earnings call is going to be about. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. How are you guys feeling? Let's talk about you guys for a second. How are you guys feeling? If you guys haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button right now, whether you're on X or on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button if you aren't. And if you're on X, hit that follow button if you aren't, because we got a lot of interesting things coming up. Lots of interesting things coming up. But man, I love it. How y'all feeling? I'm curious to know, as curious Pejjy I am, how y'all feel? I'm feeling, I mean, I expected less, but wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. Wow. Jeez. What's going on X in the meantime? Let's see what's happening. What's happening? The subscriptions. I love this chart. Automotive gross profits rate trigger 92%. Hell yeah. 19.2% is incredible. What's going on? No. No. I hereby request that a crown, steering wheel, and pedals are for losers only. Nah. You low key still hoping for it. Farzad, my brother from another mother. Love this guy. He was the first guy I brought on my channel to do a thing. Crazy, cool dude. Okay, so what do we have here? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm still mind blown of this, guys. I'm still mind blown. 39.5%. That is insane. And to think, years ago, you said for everyone to keep their eyes on the energy business. Yep. I did say that. Energy business is going to do pretty big stuff. And I mean, that's insane. That's insane. Wow. Sheesh. Sheesh. What the heck is this? What's going on with all this weird things on my For You page? It's weird. But anyways, Justin has invested $2 billion. I mean, but again, this was old news, guys. This is Q4. This was not something that happened. I don't know. Anyways, $2 billion is not enough, but if there's going to be a merger, then yeah, whatever. It's cool. How's the stock doing so far? It's still up. What are you guys saying? All right. I hope he gives good new info on the call, not the same old BS. Let's see. We'll find out. If investing stock with Tesla, if trading short term, maybe TSLC, if you're prepared to take a loss, I guess. Yeah. Bring back the old Elon, hyped up guy, please. Let's see what happens in about 20 minutes. Elon is working like a dog. Little respect. Elon's working like a dog. A little respect, people. Yeah, I mean, those who know, he works like a dog. Yeah. When is the earnings call? Let's see how long. About 18 minutes, 19, 18 minutes until we get there. Sheesh. Oh, man. What a good earnings call. What a good earnings report. Did not expect it's going to be this good, but yeah, pretty good. Pretty flipping good. I love it. I love it. Yeesh. All right. What do we? Let's see what's going on here. Do you still think Optimus version 3 Cybercab launch and Roadster unveiled this month? Well, I mean, it's end of the month and there's no news about the Roadster, so I expect Elon to come out and actually give a date for the Roadster today. So I do expect that. Optimus version 3 is ahead of schedule according to this report, so that's good. Cybercab launch is already launched, but and they said that they are looking to replace the Model Y with Cybercabs eventually going forward. So that's pretty big news. That's pretty big. That's big stuff. So I think that tells you a lot on what they're doing with the Cybercab and what their future projects and stuff like that. So I think that's an important thing to note. What else do we got? What else do we got here? Stock is up 3%, 4%, over $400. That's fantastic. What else is going on X? I'm very curious to see. This has released Q1 earnings. Tesla Robotaxi service roadmap. Yeah, the gross margin beat on seasonally down. Yeah, that's a very big step, 100%. No doubt about that. Sheesh. Yeah, it's gonna be a wild. It's gonna be a wild. Yeah, it's gonna be a wild flipping earnings call. I can't wait. Can't flip and wait. I love that. As the saying goes, bulls make money, bearish make unrealized gains, and watch them turn into realized losses. Perma bulls make money. Perma bull bears, not bearish, but bears. Perma bulls build generational wealth. Yep, it's just how it is. Alrighty, boys and girls, how do you guys feel about everything? I mean, I'm just at this point waiting for this to start. Pejjy, what do you rate the numbers from Q1? Yeah, 8 out of 10. Yep, yep. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. The Tesla report yet, bro? Where have you been? Did you just hop on right now? Yeah, they beat it, man. They beat 41 cents versus 33 cents. Energy gross profits was 39.5%, which was absolutely madness. FSD take rate is now up to 14%, up from 12.4%. Automotive profits, vehicle gross profits at 19.2%. Amazing. Good report. Good financial report. It's kind of what we needed, to be honest with you. We did need it. We did need that. But yeah, flipping amazing. Good report. Out of 10, I'm giving it an 8. An 8. So an 8 is pretty solid. Stock is still up. Oh yeah. So that's what's going on. I got my snacks here ready for the earnings report or earnings call because it's gonna be a fun one. Sheesh. Yeah, man. So for the earnings call, get everyone to, if you guys can share this so we can get more people into this. I think there's around 1,300 people here across X and YouTube. So if you guys can share it to get more people here for the earnings call, because I have a feeling it's gonna be a very important earning call. It's gonna be a very important one. So I want to get as many people as we possibly can. Sheesh. It's going to be fun. It's going to be absolutely fun. Um, some of these memes. Ah, what am I doing here? No, 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 no. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on? There we go. What's going on? We knew this, but thank you. All right. Look for anything new. Let me know if you guys find anything new. I love Paulie. He has really good charts here. We can see automotive. Whoa, go back, go back. Whoa, whoa, go back to the first chart, my man. Go back to the first chart. So revenue, yep. And then we've got the cash expenditures. I love this report. Tesla cash and cash equivalents. Nice. That's it? I thought there was more. Okay. What? Why is X being so weird? Okay. Automotive energy. Look at that, 39.5%. That is insane. That is insane. Services 9.2%. Automotive gross margins of 21.1%, including leasing. That's why, which is insane. Operating gross profits, look at that, 4.2, up from 2.1, so nearly a doubling in that. So that's insane. Gross profits from Q1 to Q1, right? Gross profits, operating margins, expenses, income. Love it. I love it. Net income. And of course, expenditures, free of cash flow, capital expenditures. Yeah, people thought Tesla's going to not have cash flow this quarter. They thought they're going to have negative in cash flow, but they were wrong. Good stuff. Good stuff. Looks like Tesla will underperform if it couldn't get above $410. I wonder if Elon is going to come clean and admit he's going to leave Tesla to die and get on with his next. Bro, don't be so negative, man. Why are you so negative? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dude? Tesla, what? Look at the long-term scope, man. Don't look at the short-term stuff. Above 400, below 410. I mean, what is this trading stuff, man? What is this mentality, dude? You're in it for the long term. You're not in it for this or next quarter. Come on, man. What town must coming on earnings call? I mean, it has to be Texas. It has to be Giga Texas, 100%. 11 minutes to go on the big show. Let's go. It's going to be fun. 13 minutes. How much is it, guys? Now it's 11 minutes. X is currently crashing due to great Tesla earnings. I love it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. This is going to be fun, guys. Oh, man, I'm so excited. So excited to see what they're going to say in the earnings report. In the earnings call. The report was amazing, but the call, and I want to see what's going to happen. Key things to know. I think there was questions, right? Let me find if I can find the questions. I have to go to Sawyer's account. I wish I reposted that. Sawyer. Let me see. Questions. There we go. Let's go find it. April 21st. There we go. Perfect. Here are I think, yeah, it's perfect. Here we go. So the first question is, when will we have the Optimus 3 reveal? When will Optimus production start, since we ended the Model S and X production earlier than mid-year? What's the expected Optimus production rate? Okay, this is like 4 questions in one. I think they're only going to pick one of these questions because you can't really do that. You have to submit one question only. All right. Anonymous, another one asks, what milestones are you targeting for unsupervised FSD and Robotaxi expansion beyond Austin this year? And how will that drive recurring revenues? Right, so this was made before the Austin launch. Autonomous, they're all autonomous. What am I talking about? Anonymous, not autonomous. Anonymous. When do you expect FSD unsupervised to reach customer cars? Let's see what that prediction is. How will Harbor 3 cars reach unsupervised FSD? That's a very good question. Well, I mean, it's a good question, but I think we're going to get the same answers, you know. Oh, we'll do as much as we can. If we not, we'll just see. It'll be upgraded to Harbor 4. As simple as that. Let's Okay. What enabled you to finish the AI 5 tape out early? And were there any changes to the original version? Last week, Elon said AI 5 will go into Optimus and the supercomputer, but 1 month ago, it said it would go into robotaxis. Has AI been dropped from the vehicle ramping? That's an interesting take because he did say that. Now that FSD has been approved in the Netherlands and is expected to launch across Europe this summer, can you discuss robotaxi strategy for the region? Interesting. Given the recent NHTSA incident filings, can you update us on the robotaxi safety data? I mean, the data was right there. I mean, look, some of these questions are good, but some of them are just repeated questions that we're going to get the same answers. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't own Tesla at all because it has a date. It has a date with below 337. Maybe even after this call, I'm building a short. I'm building a short in the semiconductor stocks right now for that major rug pull coming for that frenzy. Okay, frenzy. I mean, chips are all. I mean, Tesla. If you're talking about the terafab, that's not really going to do much. Um, but yeah. Pejjy, who is your favorite person covering Tesla besides yourself? I mean, all of them are good, to be honest. CERN, I love CERN. Herbert brings good people on his channel. I love Alexander, Alexandra, not Alexandria, Alexandra. You guys really bashed me on that. Phil's really good. They're all good. But the people, Robert Scoble is very good. He's next week. He's gonna come on. I wish I could get his podcast done sooner, but it's a long podcast. May have to do 2 videos on that if I can't put into one. They're all really good. Like they all cover unique things. They all cover interesting things of their own uh, niche. Joe Beckley, of course, I bring him from time to time. He has interesting insights. So I like them all. Look, we're all on the same team here, right? We're not trying to outcompete one another. We're all on the same team. I mean, if I had more concentration on my YouTube because I have a day job, that's my priority. This is like my hobby, right? But if this was my primary job, I would be posting two to three times a day, podcasts, regular videos, live streams. I think the channel would be over 100,000 by now, 100,000 subscribers. But I limit myself to even. I never thought I'd be making daily videos, maybe weekly videos, but daily videos is insane. But this is my hobby, secondary thing. I do have a day job family business that I do help run here in the Middle East. It's tough. It's not easy, but especially with the situation right now, the bombings have stopped. By the way, if you guys are wondering, because I'm in here in Kuwait. It's good now. It's quiet. But yeah, that's my priority right now. The business. I feel sorry for the players that paid stupid prices for the end of the week Tesla puts and calls. No chance at winning either. Maybe if it dumps, it obviously won't rally. Today, tomorrow, day after, next week, I don't care. Wake me up in 4 years. Wake me up in 5 years. That's what I care about. Indeed, he is. 6 minutes to go. Indeed. Hello from Dubai. Oh my God, I heard Dubai is not doing very well right now. Yeah, I mean, this whole Gulf region is yeah, with what Iran did, yeah, it's not. They're taking a hit for sure. Yeah, Strait of Hormuz is closed. Uh, Expenses, things are getting expensive, but yeah. Um, Hope for the best. So far things are okay for right now, but hoping for the best, hoping for this thing to end as soon as possible. And hoping for Tesla to come to Kuwait. Tesla, please enter Kuwait. Come on. BYD is here and they're selling pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, they're selling pretty nicely here. I'm seeing them more and more. So if you come, I'm sure you guys. I mean, I can sell 5, 6 of them to my parents, to my brothers, to my possible cousins, friends. I can sell them. but I need you to sell them. I need you to come here first so I can sell them. Okay, Teslians and Elon fanboys, good luck with the earnings call. May every pygmy on the Serengeti long for a Tessie robo. Bro, what are you talking about, man? My God. Beats. What does that mean? What does that mean? Beats. FSC miles, mad jump to 9.7. Yeah. I can hear that. All right, yeah, you guys could hear that. Nice. I'm glad you guys can hear that. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the volume because I could get copyrighted. I don't want to get copyrighted. So, yeah, I don't want to get copyrighted. Oh, okay. Usually these things start in like a couple minutes. Yeah, these are gonna start a couple minutes. My God. All right, boys and girls. Once it starts, I need to go wash my hands quickly and come back. But, yeah, let's chill for a bit. Let's see what's going on. You guys can hear the sound and stuff like that, which is good. What's going on? Dun, 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 dun. Nice. Everyone's agreeing now because everyone's bullish. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, I will be. Did the number? It did. FSC subs. It did. I was at 1.21 to 1.25. It was at 1.28. Amazing. Love it. Good stuff. This energy thing is insane. 39.5%. I'm still. Yeah. Nice. Getting close. What's the stock doing right now? Where I will be bouncing back between these two because I fixed the audio because I got a second screen. The audio I'll bounce between this one and the audio stock and the audio to see what's going on. $20 million, bro. That means we need a whole lot of money printed. Yeesh. Okay. What's the time? In Kuwait right now, it's 12:30 a.m. And I am tired. I've been up since like 9 in the morning, 8 in the morning. So tired. But we're gonna do it. I wish I had a guest with me. One of these. Oh, Joe Backy's in the same time zone. Maybe I should ask him, but I think he's sleeping right now. Let me see what he's doing. Mm-hmm. Let me just check one thing. We're almost here anyways. Cool. Joe. All right, anytime now. Anytime this thing should start. Anytime. All right. They're taking a while. Usually they start pretty quick. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, no, okay. Oh, this is hilarious. Are you sending Joe you up text? No. I think he's sleeping right now. His last text or his last post was like an hour ago, so I think he's sleeping. He's like, yeah, I just want to see the earnings report. Ah, it's good. All right, I'm going to bed. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what this link is. Can you clarify what this link is? Ape Jacks. Yeah. Amazing. Indeed amazing. Indeed amazing. Here we go. Earnings call. Let's see what happens. Either Elon is going to say good stuff, or he's going to he's either going to say good stuff, or he shall keep it tone. Let's see. Look, guys, how many Tesla stock do you guys got? I want to know. Put in the chats. I got like over 1,500. In the low 1,500s actually, and I keep buying every day. So, and I need more stock. But how many do y'all got? I know some of you guys had 32,000. Another one said 920. I got 400. Not bad. No, 400 is pretty good. 400. Oh, you guys got 400 too? Nice. Interesting. Terra post about earnings included. Okay. 3,100 shares. Wow. Okay. 1,000 shares. 730 shares. Nice. You guys don't have pocket change. You guys got a good amount of shares. Anything. 7,500. 2116. 115, 22 years old. That is fantastic. How much did I have when I was 22? I didn't have that much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't even have Tesla stock when I was 22. I had it when I was 23. So good on you, my man. Neil, 2,800. Nice. 445, but I'm only 27. Bro, for 27, we have 445 shares. That's really good. 1,000 since 2020. 53,000 shares, bro. Summer history, you got 53. Oh, we started.
My name is Travis Axelrod, Head of Investor Relations.
Insane. I'm going to mute myself. Sheesh.
Other executives. Our Q1 results were announced at about 3 p.m. Central Time in the update deck we published at the same link as this webcast. During this call, we will discuss our business outlook and make forward-looking statements. These comments are based on our predictions and expectations as of today. Actual events or number of risks, including those mentioned in our most recent filings with the SEC. During the question and answer portion of today's call, please limit yourself to one question and one follow-up. Please use the raise hand button to join the question queue. Before we jump into Q&A, Elon has some opening remarks. Elon?
Thank you. So I think we've got a very exciting year ahead of us with 2026. We're going to be substantially increasing our investments in the future. So you should expect to see a very significant increase in capital expenditures, but I think well justified for a substantially increased future revenue stream. And obviously Tesla's not alone in this. I think you've seen most, if not all, certainly the major technology companies substantially increasing their capital investments. And we're going to be doing the same. Pay off in a very big way. So we're investing in and improving our core technologies, battery powertrain, AI software, AI training, chip design, manufacturing, laying the groundwork for significantly increased manufacturing production. We are also strengthening our supply chain across the board, batteries, energy, AI silicon, everything. And laying the groundwork, like I said, for what we expect to be a significant increase in vehicle production in the future. And of course, a very significant increase, actually releasing Optimus, but increasing our internal production for testing and then probably being able to have Optimus be useful outside of Tesla sometime next year. As you've heard me say a few times, I think Optimus will be our biggest product, not just Tesla's biggest product ever, but probably the biggest product ever. Um, and I remain convinced of that conclusion. Um, so uh, on our vehicle side, it's always, I think, worth noting that a Tesla car is incredible value for money, and they're all autonomy ready, depending on what part of the world you're in. The supervised full self-driving is getting extremely good. Um, we have just started production of Cybercab, and we'll begin production of our semi-truck soon. Now, I should say, whenever you have a new product with a completely new supply chain, new everything, uh, it's always a stretched out S curve. So you should expect that initial production of Cybercab and Semi will be very slow, but then ramping up and going kind of exponential towards the end of the year and certainly next year. And in fact, we'll be ramping up production of all vehicles in all factories to the best of our ability through the balance of this year. On the energy front, the United States and the whole world will need a lot of energy storage to meet growing electricity demand. Demand for our Megapack is very strong, and we're excited to begin production of Megapack 3 later this year in our new world-class factory outside Houston. For full self-driving and Robotaxi, version 14.3 was a major architectural update, and we have a whole pipeline of major improvements to full self-driving that we believe will lead to unsupervised full self-driving being available anywhere in the world that it is legal to do so. And then there's a version 15, hopefully hopefully by the end of this year, but certainly by early next year. And that will be a complete overhaul of the software architecture, and will run on AI4. That's and that at that point we're really just increasing the safety level of FSD above human safety level even more. Meaning, I think even within version 14, we're significantly safer than human, but B15 will take that to another level. We've expanded Robotaxi to Dallas and Houston using the same software source in the Bay Area. And the limiting factor for expansion is really rigorous validation, making sure things are completely safe. We don't want to have a single accident or injury with the expansion of Robotaxi, and we have, to the credit of the team, not had a single one to date. And then Optimus, we're preparing Fremont for start of production later this year with Optimus. Again, totally new supply chain, totally new technology. So therefore, it's the production S curve is always very slow in the beginning, but we'll ramp up to significant numbers next year. And we're constructing a second Optimus factory at our Giga Texas location, and that will probably start production around summer next year. The V3 Optimus design is almost ready to demonstrate. I think we want to just make sure it's like polished. Like it works functionally, but there's some aesthetic elements that need to be finalized. And I think probably middle of this year, we should be able to show it off. We're also a little hesitant to show V3 off because we find our competitors do a frame by frame analysis whenever we release something and copy everything they possibly can. So I think there's some value to not showing new technology until it's close to production. Congratulations again to the Tesla AI chip team for taping out AI5. That's going to be a great chip. I think probably the best AI inference chip for edge compute that exists, and certainly I think unequivocally the best value for money. Team did a great job, and we're already have a lot of momentum for designing AI6, and we've begun to discuss ideas for Dojo 3. So this is all very exciting. We've also finalized plans for the chip fab, the research chip fab on the Giga Texas campus, and we'll start construction of that this year. In conclusion, Tesla is working on a lot of large, ambitious projects. They're all very challenging, but I think they're going to be revolutionary. And this is what the team does best: solve the hardest problems and build amazing products. And I'd like to thank the Tesla team for all the hard work, and thank you to all of our supporters.
Great. Thank you very much, Elon. And Vaibhav also has some opening remarks.
Thanks, Travis. So 2026 has had an interesting start, not just for us, but I think the world in general. On the autos business, we have seen a resurgence in demand in EMEA and certain countries like France and Germany showing over 150% quarter-over-quarter growth in deliveries. In APAC, we witnessed growth in South Korea and Japan, again in terms of deliveries. Even out here in the US, we've seen a slight growth in terms of quarter deliveries. On the order backlog front, we ended the quarter with the highest Q1 order backlog in over 2 years. Whilst the recent increase in gas prices has had a positive impact on the order rate, this improvement started before the uptrend in gas prices. This is due to the work done by the Tesla team in bringing more compelling and affordable vehicles to market. 10 years back, when we launched Model 3 in the US with a promise of $35,000 starting price, which if you adjust today for inflation translates to about $48,000 in today's dollar terms, the starting price of Model 3 today is way less than that, while the product is way more compelling from where it started. Given this setup, we're focused on increasing our overall production volume, something that we already started in Q1. This volume increase is evidenced by the Giga Berlin reaching a record output of over 61,000 units in Q1. We plan to keep growing volumes further, not just in Berlin, but across all our factories. Our biggest limiter continues to be our battery pack capacity, and we are actively working on resolving that. Auto margins, excluding credits, improved sequentially from 17.9 to 19.2%. Note that we've had certain one-time benefits from warranty true downs around $230 million and some relief on tariffs. We have not realized any benefit from the recent Supreme Court ruling on IPA tariffs, as there is still a lot of uncertainty around the final outcome. Both tariffs and sustained high interest rates continue to add to our automotive cost. Interest rate subvention costs are recognized upfront. If interest rates continue to rise, our cost of subvention will continue to impact auto margins. On the FSD adoption front, we continue to see improvement, reaching nearly 1.3 million paid customers globally. The bulk of the growth came from subscriptions, while upfront purchases only increased 7% as we removed the purchase option in some markets in Q1. We recently received approvals for FSD in Netherlands. This sets up us well for a EU-wide approval later in Q2, and we're just gated by how the regulators go about it. Additionally, we've also received approvals in China. The broader approval is still not there, but we're working with the regulators in the country, and we're hoping that we can get approval by Q3. With these approvals coming through, we expect the broader adoption of the software in the existing fleet and incremental demand for our vehicles. With all this in mind, we have evolved our vehicle sales strategy, where we now emphasize FSD as a product and vehicle as only the delivery mechanism. As we have noted previously, the energy storage business is inherently lumpy, tied to customer deployment timelines. In Q1, we deployed 8.8 gigawatt hour of energy storage, a 38% sequential decline. However, we still expect 2026 deployments to be higher than 2025. We set yet another record with gross margins in this business over 39.5% due to some one-time benefits from certain tariff recognitions of more than $250 million from certain tariffs which we had paid in prior quarters. On a normalized basis, we continue to expect energy compression from here with increasing competition and tariff impacts. As previously discussed, tariffs in this business can have outsized impacts as most of the battery cells are procured from China. Our order backlog for this business is robust, and we're doing our best to build not just based on existing demand, but also on expected demand. Services and others improved sequentially from 8.8% to 9.2%. This includes a collection of efforts meant to support our customers like service centers, used cars, paid supercharging, parts sales, insurance, and even our Robotaxi business. We're making deliberate investments in the infrastructure to help the Robotaxi in the future. We grew the Robotaxi fleet quarter over quarter, and we expect to keep ramping the fleet as we accelerate and get into other geographies. On operating expenses side, we did increase sequentially from a full quarter stock-based compensation expense for the 2025 CEO compensation plan, for which one milestone is still deemed probable. Additionally, our spend on AI-related initiatives, including expense on development of our own AI-5 chip and new products like CyberCab, Semi, Optimus, and MegaBlock, etc., continue to be at elevated levels, and we expect this trend to continue for the full year 2026. Net income was impacted from mark-to-market charges on our Bitcoin holdings, which depreciated 22% as compared to the last quarter, and the unfavorable impact of FX primarily from our large intercompany borrowings. On free cash flow, we ended the quarter with just over $1.4 billion. As Elon mentioned, we are in a very big capital investment phase, which is going to start now and would last a couple of years. So based on that, our current expectation for 2026 is over $25 billion of CapEx. And just to remind you, we are paying for 6 factories which were going to go into operation. Some have already started, some would go into operation later part of this year. We're further increasing our investment in AI-related initiatives, including the AI infrastructure to support Robotaxi and the launch of Optimus. We've already started placing orders for the research semiconductor fab in Austin and for solar manufacturing equipment. While this may seem a lot, and we will have the impact of negative free cash flow for the rest of the year, we believe this is the right strategy to position the company for the next era. We'll make such investments in a very capital efficient manner. We're actively working on our mission of building a future of amazing abundance. However, that requires not just a lot of investment, but an immense amount of execution. The future is going to be great, and the whole Tesla team is rising to the occasion to make this a reality. I would like to end by thanking the Tesla team, our customers, investors, and vendors for having confidence in us on this journey. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Vaibhav. Now we're going to go to investor questions, starting with questions from say.com. The first question is, when will we have the Optimus 3 reveal, which we already touched on. But the rest of the question is, when will Optimus production start, since we ended the Model X and S production earlier than mid-year? And then what's the expected Optimus production rate exiting this year, and what are the initial targeted skills?
Well, as I was saying, what we found is that when we've unveiled various Optimus versions, we found out how competitors literally do a frame by frame analysis and copy everything we're doing. So I think we want to push the Optimus 3 unveil maybe closer to production. Start of production is we're assuming is somewhere around the late July, August timeframe. And I mean, just to inject some reality into these questions, since these questions are not, whoever did this question does not fully understand what happens with the production line. The last SX production will be in early May, but you have to look at the entire upstream portion of the production line. So you have to start with, cells, battery packs, motor production, all the parts production. And so we've been dismantling the SX production line, from the more base level parts, the more basic level parts to, as you get to more larger sub-assemblies, you start dismantling the line from the small parts first, not from the final assembly first. So the final assembly line will that'll be dismantled next month, and after the last of the SX vehicles done. Now you can't dismantle some gigantic production line like overnight. It takes at least a few months to do so, and then you've got to install a new production line, and you've got to provide all of the wiring and communication, test out the machines of the new production line for Optimus. So that also takes several months. So frankly, if we're able to go from stopping production on one line, dismantling that entire line, reinstalling a whole new line, and turning that on in a matter of 4 months, that is an insanely fast speed. I don't think any other company on Earth has ever done that before. Just to put things into perspective and inject some reality into the situation here. I don't know what the production rate of Optimus will be this year. It is impossible to predict these things. When you have a brand new product in an entirely new production line, and you have 10,000 unique items, all of which have to go right to ramp production, it'll move as fast as the least lucky, slowest, dumbest part in the entire 10,000. And this is Optimus is a completely new product with a completely new production line. So it's just literally impossible to predict. Except that I think it will be quite slow at first, as we iron out the 10,000 plus unique items that have to be sold for Optimus to reach volume production. Initial skills will be, obviously we're going to start with simple skills in the factory, and then build up from there.
Great. Thank you, Elon. The next question is, what milestones are you targeting for unsupervised FSD and Robotaxi expansion beyond Austin this year, and how will that drive recurring revenue?
Well, we certainly hope to have unsupervised FSD or / Robotaxi operating, in, I don't know, a dozen or so states by the end of this year. Initially, we're taking it we're taking a very cautious approach to the rollout here. Like we haven't had any injuries and certainly no fatalities to date with the unsupervised unsupervised FSD and Robotaxi expansion. We want to keep it that way. And so I think probably unsupervised FSD or Robotaxi revenue will not be super material this year, but I do think it will be material. It'll be material probably in a significant way next year.
Great. Thank you very much. The next question is, when do you expect FSD unsupervised to reach customer cars?
I'm just guessing here, but probably in the fourth quarter. It's difficult to release this like to everyone everywhere all at once, because we do want to make sure that they're not unique situations in a city that, particularly complex intersection, or actually they tend to be places where people get into accidents a lot, because they're just perhaps there's like I said, an unsafe intersection, or bad road markings, or a lot of weather challenges. So I think we would release unsupervised gradually to the customer fleet, but as we feel like a particular geography is confirmed to be safe.
Great. And the next question is, how will Hardware 3 cars reach unsupervised FSD?
Unfortunately, Hardware 3, I wish it were otherwise, but Hardware 3 simply does not have the capability to achieve unsupervised FSD. We did think at one point it would have that, but relative to Hardware 4, it has only 1/8 of the memory bandwidth of Hardware 4. And memory bandwidth is one of the key elements needed for unsupervised FSD. And it's just generally a thing that's needed for AI. If you're doing an order aggressive transformer, memory bandwidth is the choke point. So for customers that have bought FSD, what we're offering is essentially a trade-in, like a discounted trade-in for cars that have AI4 hardware, and we'll also be offering the ability to upgrade the car to replace the computer, and you also need to replace the cameras, unfortunately, to go to Hardware 4. So to do this efficiently, we're going to have to set up like kind of micro factories or small factories in major metropolitan areas in order to do it efficiently. Because if it's done just at the service center, it is extremely slow to do so and inefficient. So we basically need like many production lines to make the change. I do think over time it's going to make sense for us to convert all Hardware 3 cars to Hardware 4, because that's what enables them to enter the Robotaxi fleet and have unsupervised FSD.
And for what it's worth, in the meantime, we're going to also release a V14 version for Hardware 3. This will be a distilled version of the same V14 software that we released for Hardware 4. And people should be able to start the drives from park state and basically have all the features that V14 for Hardware 4 has. And that's expected to come end of June.
Great. Thank you very much. The next question is, what enabled you to finish the AI5 tape out early? And were there any changes to the original vision? Last week, Elon said AI5 will go into Optimus and the supercomputer, but 1 month ago said it would go into the Robotaxi. Has AI5 been dropped from the vehicle roadmap?
Well, the reason AI5 tape out finished early was because the team worked incredibly hard to make it happen. And just over time, we gathered a lot of momentum. But we did have to work every weekend for 6 months straight, including every holiday. So it was a lot of sacrifice by the team, and I was there, of course, myself every weekend. Uh, and fortunately, we didn't encounter any major. We didn't make any major mistakes at least that we're aware of, that required pushing out the tape out. So the team just did a great job and worked incredibly hard is the reason. Um, uh, yeah, I do expect that AI5 will go into Optimus and into the data center, because it's looking like we'll be able to achieve um, unsupervised self-driving with AI4 that is far greater than human safety levels. So, which means it's not certainly not immediately needed in the car. At some point, I think it will make sense for us to switch to AI5 in the car, but but there's not a pressing issue to do so. So, but at some point, the AI4 hardware is going to get like so old that it's like, okay, the only reason they keep in the factory open is for AI4. We are planning an AI4 upgrade to use newer generation RAM. So it'll go from 16 gigabytes to I think 32 gigabytes per SoC, so a total of 64 gigabytes, and probably a 10% increase in compute in sort of into trillions of operations per second and in memory bandwidth. So that's AI 4.1 or AI 4 plus probably goes into production middle of next year, I think. Depends. It's depends on uh, Samsung's doing the modifications for us, so it sort of depends on when they're able to finish those modifications and bring it to production.
Great. The next question is, now that FSD has been approved in the Netherlands and is expected to launch across Europe this summer, can you discuss your Robotaxi strategy for the region?
Well, we're probably jumping the gun here on Robotaxi in Europe, since it is took us an immense amount of time just to get supervised self-driving approved in Europe. And these we don't control the regulators. It's we push as hard as we can, but it's ultimately up to the governments in Europe and the EU to decide what to do. So yeah, as it is, we've only been approved in the Netherlands. We expect to be approved in a lot of other countries. And I think the supervised FSD goes to Brussels for EU review in May. Yeah. So obviously, the next thing beyond that is to aim for unsupervised self-driving or robotaxi in Europe. I actually don't know what the time frame for that is, and would be somewhat at the mercy of the regulators as to when that approval would take place.
And from a technology standpoint, what we deployed in Netherlands and Europe is the same exact architecture and the training procedure and so on, except it had more Europe data. And I suspect the same thing will be true for unsupervised FSD as well. Whatever we use to solve in the US will work in other places in the rest of the world too, provided we were able to add the data from the local regions.
Great. The next question is, given the recent NHTSA incident filings, can you update us on the Robotaxi safety data? If safety validation remains the primary bottleneck, why not deploy thousands of vehicles to accelerate removal of the safety driver?
Yeah, Shark, do you want to take that?
Yeah, we are increasing the amount of our QA fleet, but we also want to use the customer fleet to give us the useful metrics back so that we can scale it safely. Like Iran mentioned, we are absolutely focused on safety, and so far we have 0 incidents, and that's what the NHTSA filing also shows. In addition to safety, we are also solving some of these so-called scaling issues. For example, you do not want the robotaxi to be stuck blocking intersections, or don't want to be dropping people off at slightly incorrect locations and so on. So we are simultaneously solving the long tail of safety by monitoring the metrics across the entire Tesla customer vehicle fleet, which are is close to driving 10 billion miles on FSD in the next few weeks, and also scaling up the amount of QA fleet that we have across the entire US to accelerate our safety validation, while also scaling the rest of the factors that can throttle the increase of unsupervised vehicles.
All right. The next question is V14.3 still the last piece of the puzzle to enable large-scale unsupervised FSD and Robotaxi, or do we have to wait until V15?
Well, no, I think 14.3 is the last piece of the puzzle for unsupervised FSD. Now, the question is like degrees of safety, like how safety and convenience, I suppose. We have a lot of known improvements, like major architectural improvements that we know would improve the probability of safety significantly. So I think it's not going to make sense for us to deploy, unsupervised FSD or Robotaxi at large scale when we know that there are major architectural improvements to the software that can improve safety. So I think we're going to want to finish writing that software, validate it, and release it before going to large scale unsupervised FSD, depending on what large scale means. I mean, we are, of course, as I mentioned earlier, doing unsupervised FSD in 3 cities, and we'll expand to, like I said, probably a dozen states or more later this year. So kind of depends on what your definition of large scale is. But
Yeah,
I do think it wouldn't be right for us to go to like very large scale unsupervised FSD when we know that there are software improvements in the pipeline that would improve safety.
Yep, and I'd like to note that the version of Robotaxi that's running in Austin, Dallas, Houston, etc., those are essentially 14.3 variants, and it's obviously safe. That's why we're able to launch in those cities, and we continue to expand based on the V14.3 base for a while until V15 lands, and V15 is going to be a major upgrade.
Great, thank you. The next 2 questions we've already answered about Robotaxi rollout and the data that we're observing. So we will end on the last question, which is what is Tesla doing to scale the energy generation business with solar? Residential roof deployments have stalled. Will Tesla move to regional solar and battery farms, perhaps coupled to superchargers? Will we deploy solar through utilities?
Yeah, the overall U.S. residential solar market is going through a bit of a correction after the loss of the homeowner tax credit last year, but we still see strong demand shaping up for the second half of the year. Tesla introduced a lease product this year that allows us to capture the tax credit ourselves and offer competitive pricing for homeowners. We have also debuted our own solar panel with superior performance and aesthetics, as well as our own best-in-class mounting system that gives us a fully integrated home energy ecosystem. We strongly believe that solar and storage markets globally will continue to grow at both residential and utility scale, and we will continue to invest in that growth.
Great, thank you, Mike. So now we're going to move on to analyst questions. The first question is going to come from Will Stein at Truist. Will, please feel free to unmute yourself when you're ready.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. Thanks for taking my question. Considering the various parties involved in the Terafab project, I'm hoping you can provide some details for investors about which party is going to take responsibility for each aspect of that project, funding it, designing it, building it, operating, taking production, and the like. We'd love to hear some more details.
Yeah, so we're still working out the details of the Terafab deployment. In the near term, Tesla will be building the research fab on our Giga Texas campus. This is something we expect to be probably, a $3 billion-ish initiative, and capable of maybe a few thousand wafers per month. But it's really intended to try out ideas, the research fab, both in terms of maybe we have some ideas for improving the fundamental technology of how chips are made, and there's some new physics we'd like to test out. But we also want to test out the ability to see if something is working in production. So you need kind of like a few thousand wafer starts a month to make sure that a production process is sound. And then SpaceX is going to take care of like the initial phase of the scaled up Terafab. That's what we've figured out thus far. Any kind of intercompany thing has to be approved by both the SpaceX and Tesla board of directors. It's got to go through a conflict resolution. It's kind of unfortunately a lot of complexity, because we've got to make sure Tesla shareholders are served and SpaceX shareholders are served, and strike the right balance there. So it takes a while to work through the kind of independent director reviews on this. So that's basically what we've figured out thus far, is Tesla's doing the research fab, SpaceX doing the initial part of the large scale Terafab, and then we got to figure out the rest.
Yeah.
And what about Intel's involvement?
Yeah, so Intel is excited to partner with us on some of the core manufacturing technologies. So we plan to use Intel's 14A process, which is state of the art, and in fact not yet totally complete. But given that by the time Terafab scales up, 14A will be probably fairly mature or ready for prime time. 14A seems like the right move, and we have a great relationship with Intel. A lot of respect for the CEO, the CTO, and the new team there. So we think it's going to be a great partnership.
Yeah, and the other thing on the research fab, I think we've said it before, we plan to do memory, logic, everything in the same place, including mask, because we want to have a quick iteration loop so that we can see and basically scale the technologies which we're trying to bring up.
Yeah, I think this will be unique in the world, or at least I'm not aware of any place where you have the lithography mask creation, and then logic, memory, and packaging in under one roof in one building. That's about the fastest I could possibly imagine doing recursive research and development, and being able to try out some pretty radical ideas, some of which have it's kind of long shot stuff, but if some of these long shots pan out, would be radical improvements in the way chips work.
Great. The next question is going to come from Pierre at New Street. Pierre, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Hey, thanks a lot for taking my question. A quick one first on FSD adoption. So you have 180,000 new users, paying users this quarter. and I compare that to your overall install base, it might be 15%. But then if I shrink that to the US or to North America, where most of them are, it's probably more like 30, 35%. And I'm trying to, and I compare that, you probably sold about 100,000 cars in North America in the quarter. So you're winning twice more FSD users and you're selling cars. And then if I add to that picture the fact that I guess it's mostly hardware for owners who subscribe to FSD, it sounds like most drivers in North America who have hardware for would already be using FSD. Is that the right way to think about it? And the kind of like success FSD is meeting today, is that the right way to think about it?
Yeah, I think you're thinking about it the right way, Pierre. And the other thing which I'll share is that, you know, you can't just look at one quarter versus the other quarter in terms of churn, but we are actually seeing churn of subscribers also coming down, which again is a reflection of the product is getting better. And obviously, if subscriptions are going up, that is a good metric. The other thing also to note is that we are seeing customers actually drive longer, which again, you could correlate it. That's why you have lesser churn, because people are liking the product. And if, I mean, I've said this before, if I just use my own personal behavior, right? I literally get in the car, I press a button, and it just goes. And earlier I used to park, now I don't even have to park. And that is the experience which we want everybody to get. And that's why you're starting seeing it in the numbers come through.
Excellent, thank you. And if I may, maybe a quick follow-up, completely different. It's more on the Optimus architecture. And you talked about the partnership with XAI and Grok. And I was wondering if you can share with us anything about how the system to intelligence is going to be implemented. Is that going to be on board on chips inside Optimus, or if we should think about like your fleet of like 1 million Optimus being produced a year, actually driving very significant inference demand in data centers as well for system to thinking?
Well, we think we can put a lot of intelligence locally in the robot, and certainly needs to be enough intelligence that if the robot gets disconnected, like if it's a bad cellular signal or there isn't Wi-Fi, Optimus can't just get stuck. It needs to have enough local intelligence that it can still do useful things, even if it loses connection. Kind of like the car. Like the car does not need any cellular or Wi-Fi connection to be able to drive safely. Now, I guess you can think of like Optimus needs kind of a manager to tell it what to do. Broadly speaking, like if otherwise it's going to keep doing the same thing it did before. So, I think you need kind of an orchestration AI, which Grok would be good for orchestration, and then for for Optimus's voice, having a low latency, intelligent voice AI, Grok is actually very good for that. So if you want to talk to Optimus and have kind of a Grok level conversation, you kind of need to connect to a Grok level AI for that. But I would expect the amount of interaction, apart from like the voice stuff and asking complicated questions of the robot that necessarily needs a large AI model to answer. Gronk would probably have about as much interaction with Optimus as a manager would have with the people on their team. So meaning Optimus could probably work for several hours without any management oversight.
Great. The next question is going to come from Dan at Barclays. Dan, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Great. Good evening. Thank you for taking questions. Elon, your chip suppliers generally generate pretty good economics on the chip they sell. Your approach has historically been on vertical integration. Part of that has been to get better economics. So I know the longer term goal of Terafab is to get the supply you need, but how much of Terafab is also motivated to get better economics on your midterm chip purchases? And how long is it going to take to ramp to get to a yield that achieves that type of economic parity?
No, I mean, Terafab is not some mechanism to generate leverage over our chip suppliers. It's just literally we don't see a path to having enough a sufficient quantity of AI chips down the road as we scale production to high levels. Just the rate at which the industry is growing um, in logic, but even more so in memory, is just doesn't, we just anticipate hitting the wall if we don't make chips ourselves. So that's the reason for the Terafab. I think that we do have some ideas for how to make maybe radically better AI chips. And these are kind of research ideas that are, which means like long shot, but if the long shot pays off, it's maybe a giant improvement. And it's just easier to do that if we have our own research fab and are developing our own production technologies. So, and if you look sort of long term at, say having AI satellites, making chips for those, there's no way in hell the existing industry can keep up with that. It's impossible.
All right, and our next question is going to come from Mark at Goldman Sachs. Mark, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you very much for taking my question. I recognize the importance of FSD and that FSD can help to drive vehicle sales, and nice to see some of the improvements in the FSD technology more recently with version 14. However, I'm also hoping to understand if the company's view on new vehicle models has evolved. And I ask, given that Elon, you posted on X recently that Tesla could develop a family vehicle, and there's also been some past discussion about a compact vehicle.
Well, I mean, Cybercab is the compact vehicle. It's actually, I mean, it's very roomy, but it's a two-person vehicle. And we do think probably most of our production long term will be Cybercab because 90% of miles driven are with one or two people. So it would mean that you'd want a vast majority of your production to be Cybercab. But over time, it's going to make sense for our whole lineup to be autonomous vehicles of different sizes. And I did talk a bit about this when we did the kind of AI day in LA at Warner Brothers, and showed like this is our current lineup, and this is what some idea of what our future lineup will be, which is that it's going to be almost entirely autonomous. In fact, long term, the only manually driven car will be the new Tesla Roadster. Speaking of which, we may be able to debut that in a month or so. It requires a lot of testing and validation before we can actually have a demo and not have something go wrong with the demo. But I think it will be one of the most exciting product unveils ever. I'm not sure. I don't think it moves the needle massively from a revenue standpoint. But it is very cool. I think it might be one of the most spectacular demos ever.
All right, Mark, did you have a follow-up question?
Yeah, thanks, Travis. My other question was on batteries, and the company mentioned batteries as a constraint on its growth. Can you speak more to how Tesla expects to resolve this, and to what extent that might come from ramping up your own LFP and 4680 battery cell manufacturing, or is this something that you'd expect to resolve primarily with increased sourcing from suppliers? Thank you.
Yeah, so at the moment, I think the limiter is not the cells itself, it's the battery pack capacity. And we're, like I said in my opening remarks, we're actively working on resolving this There's more capacity being added as we speak, and I'll let Lars add a few more things to it.
Yeah, thanks, Vaibhav. As you guys may have seen in Berlin, we started launching a Model Y battery pack with our in-house 4680 cells a few months ago, and that is ramping up nicely, adding to Berlin's output and helping with the demand surge that we've seen in Europe as well. We're adding additional capacity in our Reno facility, sort of retooling it as it's been building packs now for almost 10 years. And in order to put in some more efficient lines and get additional output out there, and then we continue to have growth in China as well, ramping in-house LFP module production and battery packs associated with that. So all of those things are happening now and in the next months, and that's really plans we laid out a few months back to increase that output with the growing demand.
All right, thank you guys. And our next analyst is going to be Colin from Wells Fargo. Colin, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Oh, great. Thanks for taking my questions. You moved the safety driver in Austin, and you're now expanding in Dallas and Houston. What are the key safety metrics that you're tracking that gives you confidence that Robotaxi is safe enough to expand? Is it sort of miles per intervention, miles per accident, per fatality, and where do you stand on that now?
Yeah, we track basically all the metrics that you mentioned. We have a pretty large QA fleet spread across all of the United States, and then we look at any intervention that could happen, and then sort of simulate both in practice and also in our simulators that are very, very good nowadays using neural networks as what would have happened. And then based on all these analysis, we in the end make the call to expand. And so far, all of the expansions have gone according to our expectations.
Yeah, I should
Got
say,
it.
like a lot of what limits wider deployment of Robotaxi are actually not safety issues, but convenience issues, or the car basically gets paranoid and gets stuck. Like sometimes it gets, because it's programmed for maximum safety. So the problem is that then it sometimes just gets scared to do things. So
Yeah.
like it sometimes gets scared to cross railroads, for example, or it'll get stuck at a light where there's the light never changes from red. Or I mean, there was one kind of amusing situation where a whole bunch of Robotaxis got stuck in the left turn lane in Austin because, I kid you not, a Waymo had crashed into a bus. And so they could not turn left because the Waymo had crashed into the bus. And so you had this like long line of like, I don't know, a dozen or more Tesla Robotaxis that were waiting for the bus to move, but the bus was never going to move because the Waymo has crashed into the bus. So that obviously drives people crazy if there's a whole bunch of Robotaxis blocking the whole road. So it's a ton of things like that. That's the single biggest thing is just the car being scared to move or getting kind of stuck in situations like that. We've also had literal infinite loops where the car might want to make a turn into a road, but there's construction, and then it goes around the block, tries to turn into the road with construction, goes around the block, tries to turn the road. And so you have to stop the infinite looping, the literal infinite looping. So those are actually, and those are by far the issues that we have to resolve as opposed to direct safety issues.
Got it.
Great.
And then
Did you have a follow-up, Colin?
just last year I asked about, FSD and camera and the issues with sun glare, and you noted that there was a breakthrough with direct photon counting that addressed this issue. But a month ago, there was a NHTSA filing saying that they haven't received an update when the solution was deployed and the number of vehicles. Did it require a retrofit of the camera? Is this fully deployed? I guess I was just curious since the filing mentioned it.
Yeah. First, I want to say we did, change the cameras some months ago, and those are out. And the NHTSA flying is referring to like older vehicles. We always work directly with NHTSA on all of the issues that they raise with us, and they're asking for quite a bit of information, and we're complying with that in as timely a manner as possible. And so we expect to resolve that and any of the other investigations in short order.
Yeah, and we have also implemented stricter measures for the visibility of the camera. So in recent software builds, if the camera is not able to see things clearly because of residue buildup or whatever then the FSD won't be available for those cars.
It just needs to, you have to clean the inside of the windscreen.
Great. That unfortunately is all the time we have today. We appreciate everyone's questions and we look forward to talking to you next quarter. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Well. I mean, it started off good, and then it got a little bit out of energy, is what I would say. There's a lot of stuff I got to go through. I'll definitely make a video, but hardware 3, if you guys have hardware 3, looks like you guys got to upgrade to hardware 4 or AI 4. They sounded exhausted. No, I mean, the earnings report was good, but the earnings call was meh. You know what I mean? Stock down right now. I think it's down 2%. Last time I checked. Yeah, 2%. Looks like I gotta buy more stock. Damn, I was hoping that I could lay off, but when these opportunities come, I can't stop buying. Anyways, some interesting things. If I can go here, I can show you guys. Oh my God, go here. There we go. I can zoom in a little bit. I didn't write all because it's just a lot of stuff to do and now it's eating. But I did write some stuff, good stuff, bad stuff. All right. Elon says Tesla will be ramped. I think I meant to say Tesla Semi. Semi. There we go. Elon is hesitant to showcase Tesla Optimus Gen 3 as competitors copy it frame by frame. I agree with him here. Just release it once it's ready. Yeah, I mean, there's no need for... let me go ahead and just do this. I think it's much better. Yeah, there's no need to rush to see what Optimus is. I would prefer if it's once production starts, just showcase it then because it's already being produced, right? This is incredible. Elon says that Tesla will begin Optimus production in Giga Texas next summer. That means the building is going to be ready. That's insane. That was a wow moment for me. Why is the stock dropping? I think the reason why it's dropping is because I think Ashok said there's going to be more capex. So there's potentially going to be, I think he even said it too. I have to go back and listen. It's like almost 2 a.m. here. I've been tired. I think he said that negative cash flow is also possible. Negative cash flow. That's not good. That's not a good thing to say for CFOs. Right? Anyways, Elon says Tesla FSD unsupervised will probably happen in Q4. He said it will happen, but it's Elon's timeline, So next year maybe. Hardware 4, right? So he says that, of course, hardware 3 vehicles can't have the capacity to achieve unsupervised. So if those who bought FSD on hardware 3, they'll have a discounted trade-in to get hardware 4 cars, and they'll change and they'll have to upgrade the cameras and computers, all that kind of stuff. I mean, they did what they can with hardware 3. I mean, hardware 3 and 4, you can't it's night and day. The fact that they even pushed so much on hardware 3 to get version 13.6 or 8, I don't know what it is incredible to me, right? So when Elon says Roadster may debut next month, so let's see what happens. Stock is down. Yeah. There's a lot more things that went down, but stock is now going back up again. Interesting. Anyways, I gotta talk about that in another. Why is the camera like that? I think my cat knocked it off a little bit. Anyways, yeah, I gotta make a separate. I'll make a video tomorrow going over this stuff. There's a lot of stuff, positive, some negative, but I mean, this is the beauty of new technology being ramped. It takes time, and a company like Tesla that's like forefront on all of them, well, they need the time. And yeah, right now my brain is like they're telling me to go to sleep because I'm tired. But I'll say this: good Q1 earnings call was a bit more of a reality. Yeah, he was optimistic at some, and then he was kind of doom and gloom in others, and it makes sense. But the negative cash flow, yes, Gary, negative cash flow is horrible, but not really. I mean, no, that's they need the capex. So in 2028, when things are ramping, they're gonna make a boatload of money. So overall, to me, good update, but nothing's really changed. In fact, they're doubling down on Robotaxi, doubling down on FST, doubling down on Optimus. I'm gonna buy more stock. Simple as that. Anyways, thanks for all those Alec Mer interviews. Enjoyed those. Sleep well. Thank you. I love you guys a lot. And you're a YouTube member, so you have access to CERN. I had a podcast between CERN and I talking about the cybercap, how much money that can make. That was a very good video. That's going to be public for everybody on Sunday morning, but if you're a YouTube member, you get members first. So we have supporting. Anyway, that's my little plug right there for that. But no need for that. If you guys don't want, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you guys haven't already. More content is coming tomorrow. I'm going to study this. I'm going to segregate the good and the bad. Look at how I usually do with all these earnings. So stay tuned for that. There were some interesting things. Anyways, I'll talk about tomorrow's video. Anyway, I'm going to get my ass to bed because it's 2 a.m. I need to wake up in like 6 hours. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And sleep well. Or it's evening, afternoon there for you guys. Anyways, have a fantastic day and have a good night. Smash that like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's go.